Lucas.
For what?
That's the cutting point.
Oh, so it's the cutting point because now we can officially say that it's time.
The after show is like sassy, right? I mean, this is when things get unbuttoned.
Okay, great.
So wait, that's all going to be on YouTube now, is you saying we haven't ended the show properly and playing the intro again so that George could then end the show properly?
Well, here's what I'll say. There is no official regular show bumper. There is an after show bumper, but there's no way to go back from the after show to the regular show.
Well, it sounds like we should take a trip to the bumper factory. Okay, time to roll up the sleeves. Time for a new bumper. Bryson, wake up!
What do you need?
Well, I'm unclear. What we need, I guess we need like a time jump bumper to make it clear that there's unfinished business in the regular show. Okay. So maybe it should be like a crawl moving backwards or something.
Or one that says like, "Oops, we messed up." Like a crawl that moves backwards that says, "Oops, we messed up. Let's go back to the regular show."
Right. And maybe the theme is played backwards. The theme music is played backwards. Mm-hmm. And also there's a clip of Gilly saying sorry. Okay. Like a picture of Gilly and sorry, but that's backwards too.
Her head just pops up.
Right. So it's like, yours.
Oh, wait, Bryson, what if, hang on, here's the idea. What if it's just Gilly's head and it goes up the crawl backwards?
What?
Like if it's just a cutout of Gilly's head, and instead of like going, sorry, like the head pops up, what if it's just the cutout of the head going up underneath the words?
No, because I think the crawl needs to convey the fact there's unfinished business in the regular show. We're sorry, we went to after show too quickly. Mm-hmm. Now we have to jump back. That's the text, but it's moving in the opposite direction. Mm-hmm. Then Gilly just pops up. She says sorry backwards. And she's wearing a little name tag that says, "Hello, my name is Gilly."
Yeah.
Gilly.
I will try to get as much of that as possible.
And Bryson, try to do it tonight, Bryson.
I'm going to try. Yeah. Here's the thing. With the Gilly, do you guys feel like you're encroaching too much on Joke Week?
No, it's not Joke
Week.
What's
the joke?
Bryson,
What's the joke? It's an apology. She's apologizing.
Right. Oh, why would you even saying that it's not Joke Week?
What are you doing? Joke Week's not until September 2021.
Sorry.
Bryson, I think what you're asking is, are we using Gilly too much? And my question is, did they only use Gilly once on SNL?
No, they used the right amount, which was a lot. Bryson, you have to understand, Gilly is not telling a joke in the Joke Week bumper. She is telling us it's a mistake. The Joke Week bumper should not have played. This is my mistake. Gilly is not a joke. Gilly is a tool we use to express genuine remorse.
Wait a second. Bryson, I have a question for you, and I'm going to make you full screen here.
Yeah.
We're going to ask you a question. Do you think Gilly's a joke, Bryson?
No, I just wanted to give you an excuse to run the It's Not Joke Week bumper.
Bryson, make Bryson full screen. I want to ask you a question.
I didn't realize my closet was open.
Yeah, you want to go close it?
I'd love to. But then
We
you'll
get
see
a
I'm wearing sweatpants.
Can
No,
we get
no.
can we get a bumper that says the journey to
Closing up the
Bryson's
closet.
the journey to Bryson's closet?
And you can't close it until that bumper's done, Bryson.
Okay.
Yes,
And I want it to be like, I really like that Bumper Factory one. Like,
great.
I like the style of that one a lot.
Wait,
Like,
oh, Bryson, hang on. You have like a woo thing in there?
Yeah.
Can you do like a Billy Joel sound-alike where you're saying, well, we're living here in Bumper Town? Because that's the beginning of Allentown.
Which bumper is that for, though? For the closet bumper?
We can do a special edition of the Bumper Factory.
I was already worried that
And
the
they're
Bumper
closing all the
Factory-
factories down. That's the next line, Bryson.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of narrative tension there.
I was worried about the Bumper Factory bumper creating a world in which I would somehow then be ridiculed on your guys' show because I'm ridiculed on all the other shows a lot. So to create more Bumper Factory bumpers, I feel like would just exasperate the problem.
The
that I'm
only
trying to-
Bryson, you had the wrong fear. The thing you should have feared is that the artistry of the Bumper Factory bumper has now set a new standard that we're going to hold you to. That's the fear that was hiding in plain sight, and it's a real one. You're going to rue the day you put the extra work into the Bumper Factory bumper.
I shouldn't tell you that the Bumper Factory bumper was made while you guys were just on the air tonight.
Yeah, you got plenty of time to make more of them. then.
You're
Okay.
right. That was your second biggest mistake, was telling us that it was able to be produced on that timeline. You really fucked yourself this time, Uncle Bryce.
All right, can I go make these bumpers?
Go!
Yeah, but can I ask you one question? Bryson, do you not believe that Gilly is really and truly contrite when she says sorry? Do you think she's joking when she apologizes?
Sorry.
I mean, it gets a laugh, doesn't it?
Truth and comedy. Just because it gets a laugh doesn't mean it's a joke. I think she's showing real contrition, and I think you should think about that as you go back to the bumper thing.
People are saying that they don't think Gilly is sorry.
Go make the bumpers, Bryson!
I thought you were going to take me off the...
Time to make the bumpers. What, George? George!
George! What are you doing? This is like that Breaking Bad episode, George.
George, I don't know what to be more concerned by. The fact that you just decided to stab BB-8 12 times, or that it took 12 stabbings to puncture BB-8.
Why would you do that, George?
Why would you do that, George? George, why would you do that? BB-8 was a member of the family.
He was
No.
a friend.
George, why would
No,
you
you
do
guys
that?
are my friends.
Yeah, but you can have more than 2 friends, George.
Of course you can.
George, why did you do that?
It was time.
What?
It was time to do it.
What do you mean it was time to do it, George?
It felt-
We're not going to let you off the hook this easily. You have to unpack your motives here.
George, you could have at least tried to like negotiate with us about what you could have done with it.
What do you
Yeah,
mean? What do you mean?
you could have given us a warning.
Hang on, I should explain what I mean. George, I bought a book this week,
Right.
and I feel like it might be applicable to right now.
What?
It's called The 1 Minute Negotiator.
Right.
What is this? What
What do you
this?
mean? I want to back up a
No.
little. What do you mean I'm on a book this week?
No,
Yeah,
no,
what?
it's,
I don't understand anything
No.
that's happening.
I don't
said
understand anything that's
George,
happening right
listen,
now,
I
Patrick.
said I
What do you
bought-
mean? No. Explain to me what you mean. You said
Explain.
I'm on a
Explain.
book this week.
Oh, you want to know what that means?
I'm
Yeah.
on a book this week. I still don't understand.
Look who
Yeah.
wrote this book, George. You
Where
wrote-
does it say Patrick Cotnoir on that book?
I said I bought a book this week,
You
guys.
said I'm on a book this
You
week.
said I'm on the book this week. I heard on.
Patrick, sit on
And
the
in
book.
fact,
Patrick, sit on the book.
sit
I
on
just-
the book.
I just opened to a random
Patrick?
page.
Patrick, the only way to resolve this is to sit on the book.
All right. The clock has begun.
Oh,
The clock has begun right now. We are 33 minutes past the hour, so that's 9:33 East Coast time. 1 week. You must remain on that book.
What?
You said I'm on a book this week. I'm trying to make an honest man of you.
George, do you know what the craziest part about all of this is?
What?
We have more viewers now than we did when the guests were here.
Right.
you know what the craziest part of this is?
What?
George just stabbed BB-8.
George, what was the deal with that?
George.
What was going on with that?
Okay, wait. I get it. It's because BB-8 has been replaced by the bigger BB-8, so
George,
the little BB-8
Do not,
didn't need to
George.
exist. Wait, George, no,
do not do it, George.
do not.
Last week I went to all this trouble to inflate this big
Emily.
BB-8. I went to all this trouble last week to inflate this giant BB-8. It took me hours.
And he's our good friend. He's our good friend. We care about him.
I don't know if this is a good time. I don't know if this is a good time or a bad time to say that if you guys want to donate to the show, it helps keep the lights on, helps give to all the people who work at this behind the scenes. And there's a button that says support the show if you want to donate.
There's a button down below. It says.
There's a button down below that says support the show. It's really
Except-
helpful. It really helps. And, we've
Gotta
got a
keep the
bunch of
lights on.
I'll say this: we've got a bunch of fundraisers coming up. Maybe we have some stuff that will be needed to be shipped out, and any money you can give to help support offset those costs will help you guys in the long run as well as us.
I mean, Watto's got 30 plus roommates. He has to support.
That is true. That is true. So we really do appreciate it, and if you're able to, it would be great.
I'm so glad. I was so stressed out when George had the knife out with the big BB-8, and now
George.
I can finally relax. The
Oh,
stress is gone.
Watto, don't open your eyes.
What?
Oh no.
Oh no, George, put the knife down. Put the pen knife down.
It's a
George.
pocket knife. It's not a pen knife. It's a pocket knife. It's from the
God damn it, there's
1933.
no time for semantics. Put it down.
George, what kind of knife is that?
It's from the World's Fair in Chicago, 1933.
George,
It's got
what kind of knife did you just say that was?
a pocket knife.
Where is it now, George?
Not in my pocket.
Where should it be, George?
Oh, you're reading from the book, aren't you? This is
I'm
This
classic.
is not a
Classic.
Ryan Johnson film. The knife should not be out, George.
Knife out. Knife out.
No, knife in. Put the knife in the pocket.
I just heard you say put the knife in.
The pocket.
No,
The end of the sentence is the
That's not
pocket,
mine.
George. No.
your words.
No.
You hear me?
In the pocket, George. In the pocket. In the pocket, George. George, the pocket. Put
George,
it in
put
the
it in the
pocket.
pocket. George, put it in the pocket.
Put it in the pocket, George.
George, listen to me.
Put
George,
it in the pocket.
George, come back. George, come back.
No. Patrick, what has happened?
George, come back.
George, what are you doing with the fake baby Yoda?
George, will you talk to us? George, just talk to us, George.
Wait, what is he
Watto.
doing with the Darth Maul chair?
Watto, he's not
I-
listening to us.
No, I get it. He goes to sit in the Darth Maul chair when he's behaving poorly. So he
George,
wants to give him some
George.
time.
God.
No.
Watto, he won't listen.
No. No.
Watto, he's not listening to us, Watto.
I can hear you.
George, if
What?
you won't, you're not going to listen to us.
What will I listen to?
Should I bring in someone else who might be able to talk you through this?
Sure,
I
yeah.
can't deal with this. I just lost Jeffrey last year, and now you're killing Darth Maul prison style before my very eyes.
Is our guest? Oh shoot, they're gone. Hang on one sec. They might be back in a second. George, I can't believe you're doing this.
Wait a second, our guest is gone?
Our guest is gone. Maybe they'll be back in a second.
Our after show guest?
It might be.
They were in the waiting room and then they disappeared?
Well, maybe it was a surprise guest. I don't know.
I lost Jeffrey and BB-8 and the Darth Maul chair.
Watto, this stinks for you.
This stinks.
It stinks, Watto.
No! It stinks! This is smelly! I don't like it! It smells bad! No! Jay Sherman from the Critics catchphrase! It stinks! Stomping on his grave.
This is great. George, this is disgusting.
George, this is like when Anakin went back to Tatooine and he killed the women and the children.
But wait, Watto, let's look at
Of
George's
the
legs.
Tusken
Really quick.
race.
George, show us your legs really quick.
What, Patrick, are you trying to embarrass George for wearing leggings underneath shorts because it's cold outside?
No, I just think it's a funny look.
This is no time for something funny. We just lost two good friends.
George, be careful, George.
George, what are you doing? What are you doing standing on Big BB-8 with a knife? George, don't tilt the screen down. Are you about to go Jeffrey Tubin on us? Don't tilt the screen down, George! Bad things happen when the screen gets tilted down. Stop! Something with the knife in your head, George! George. George, you're being a little stinker. You're killing the women and the children, George.
George, I swear to God, if you pop that baby Yoda. Oh, George. George.
Put the unoriginal Baby Yoda down. Just because he wasn't the first Baby Yoda. Just because canonically, my Baby Yoda is more important. Don't take that out on him.
Say this is the original, Watto.
It's not the original. Mine
Watto.
was first. The record shows mine was first. This is the original Baby Yoda.
Watto, I need you to say that this one was the original Baby Yoda.
George, I may be a stubborn gambler and a slave owner, but I'm not a liar. I cannot lie. My integrity is all I have. I'm like Molly, and Molly's George, don't suck on that knife. George, don't suck on that knife. There are 2 or 3 different things I don't like about you sucking on that knife.
George, that knife is so. We have been in like 6 different wars since that knife came out.
It's from 1933. It's dangerous on many different levels.
I need Watto to admit that this Baby Yoda.
It's
is
not
the
true.
original Baby Yoda.
George, it's not true.
It's just patently untrue, George.
It's not true. This is the after show.
I need you
George,
to
people are
speak
saying
Watto.
any sudden moves, and I have to cut your video. And you know what? I'm
Oh,
tempted.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Patrick.
What?
If you cut my video, there's no telling what I'll do.
George, Patrick, you cannot cut these.
This is 1 minute you won't be negotiating. Do you know what I'm saying?
I haven't been able to negotiate at all, George.
Patrick, this is your fucking fault and that stupid book.
That's right. You lost the negotiation the second you agreed to sit on that book for 1 week straight.
George, they were right about one thing.
What?
The negotiations were short.
George, you didn't even try to negotiate, Patrick. And now 2 of our best friends are dead.
Watto,
George, put the
you can
knife
end
down.
this. It's been a rough week. I didn't like Star Wars being talked about on Joe Rogan's podcast.
George, I don't have room for that in my apartment. My closet is already full with Jeffrey's body. What am I going to do with the remains of the Darth Maul ship? It would just be salt in the wound. George, put the knife down.
Please, George, please.
Watto, say the words. You don't have to mean them. You just need to say them.
I can't say that. I'm a man of my integrity. It's all I have. No, he isn't the original. Doesn't mean he's lesser than. But you know he's not the original.
This is the first one.
George, George, maybe this will make you stop. I have some fan art that I want to show from Sarah Clev.
Let's see it.
You're laughing at this?
It's good art. Good art tells a story.
Yeah, Schindler's List tells a story. It doesn't make me laugh. It's a story of a great tragedy, which it was too late to stop.
Right.
By the time we saw the art.
Yeah, you're telling me about a movie about what? World War II?
Yeah, your buddy Steve made it.
Yeah. Guess what else he made about World War II? And it's fucking hilarious.
I can't believe you still were that ready to hold the crop up to camera. You didn't break a sweat. Your eyeline never
That's how good
shifted.
my buddy Steve is. He made the opposite. This movie is the opposite of Schindler's List. He made this, and then the next movie he made he made several, because we made the Indiana Jones movies about the Nazis and Empire of the Sun. But at the two ends of the spectrum, you have 1941 and Schindler's List. That's a filmmaker.
But there's other ones too. There's, Saving Private Ryan. There's Band of Brothers. There's The Pacific. There's a bunch of.
What are we talking about, George? Put the Baby Yoda down.
Tell me to put the original Baby Yoda down.
Watto. Wait, George, can I pull you so I can talk to Watto? Don't do anything.
I'm gonna murder Baby Yoda if you pull me from the street.
Don't pull him. Don't pull him. Don't you dare. He's on the hair trigger. You can mute him.
Mute
Don't
me.
pull him.
Mute me.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm looking.
Hasn't this book already brought us enough trouble?
Seeing if there's something that I can.
Oh, now you're seeing if there's something. When the negotiations could have made the difference, you were fucking sitting on the book. And now
George,
to see if there's something.
I do want to say you do go to the same wells a lot, George. You know, you talk about the same things a lot, including you talked about cherry time in your book, George.
Patrick, this is no time for jokes.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
Yeah, it isn't. I'm not laughing.
I tell you what, it was cherry time a few minutes ago.
What do you know?
George,
when I sliced the Darth Maul chair to ribbons.
Don't say that. Don't say that. He's too soon. You're too soon.
George,
Yeah.
you're not listening to us, but I think maybe there's someone else that you might listen to.
Sure.
Guest, are you there?
You would need someone with a very gentle, positive
Guest,
disposition.
can you hear us?
So let me get this straight. You have failed to negotiate.
This one's not my fault. This one is
The
not.
two deaths are not your fault.
The 2 deaths are not my fault.
There are 2 deaths and 1 guest not on the show. And
Yeah.
all you have to say for yourself is, sorry, I was sitting on a book.
Sorry.
Well, I hope you do not. Do not. When she says that, she means it. Do not give me your insincere joke. Oh no, George is wearing Darth Maul, Buffalo Bill style. He has skinned the Darth Maul chair. He's wearing.
I'm starting to think this was all my fault.
Yeah, it is. If I were you right now, I would feel like Yoda. Losing a battle and deciding to just move to a swamp and stay there for the rest of it.
Guest, are you there?
Maybe
This is
don't
so
call
bad.
them guests. So they have a
I don't
name.
want to spoil it.
But maybe
I think
what if that's the
The
sticking point?
text already spoiled it. And I think another thing that already spoiled it is the blood of 2 of our friends already spilled on this stream.
What's that noise that keeps happening?
George, what is going on?
Julie,
Who's that?
It's a Julie Jamboree!
Patrick, this is no time for bump. Julie might be on the show right now, and I may be grateful for that, but this is no jamboree. This is a moment of crisis. Julie, how are you doing?
I'm very distraught, Watto.
A ditto!
Very distraught. I'm
Julie,
very
can you talk?
concerned.
Can you talk
George!
some sense into him? Julie, as the mother of an unruly child,
That's not fair.
can you talk some sense into Julie?
You know, this is bringing me back to the day when Patrick took E.T. apart. The one that would, you know, the
I knew it.
electronic version that would speak. And Patrick in his room took the whole thing apart. George, are you
What?
trying to figure out how it inflates?
So
What's
this was
going
all
on?
Patrick's idea. He's copying Patrick.
Oh, again, bad
What this is
example.
all about.
Julie, he
This was
thinks
always
Patrick
about.
is so cool. He tries to copy whatever Patrick is
true.
doing.
That's a good point. That is true.
You might as well be
George
named
looks up
Patrick.
to Patrick.
The way he treated that ET, it might as well have been Patrick Bateman.
Oh,
Oh,
George,
mean-
what's happening? Why did you feel the need to do this with Mickey? No doubt.
wasn't Mickey? What are you talking about, Julie?
the knife!
On his world.
Oh.
Yeah,
on-
keep up. Do you even watch the show, Patrick?
Get with the program, Patrick.
I
Julie, I'm
feel
sorry.
like
We had
George-
to cut Patrick.
I feel like George is saying something about Disney. Using the mouse to kill his Star Wars characters.
Okay, Julie, this is productive. Can you try to get through to George? I think you're onto something. Talk to him directly.
George, you looking for a Halloween costume? What's going on here? I heard that you were all set in that department.
Oh. Wow. Wow.
That doesn't count as a mask, though, George. You know you need the other mask underneath.
The mask where I hide my true self.
George, this is too much.
It was too much when you did that. How could you do that to ET?
How could
Patrick.
you do that to E.T., Pat?
I don't want to correct Julie, but I don't think she's right.
Oh, was
Wow.
it something else? Oh, a Furby. Was it a
No, it
Furby?
was not a Furby.
What was it?
It was a Yoda.
Oh.
You have the temerity. You have the temerity to beg for this one's life.
Oh, it wasn't the child though.
It was not the
Yoda.
child. Yeah.
Who cares? He was only 800 years old. Ugh.
Can I ask Watto a question?
Yeah, go for it, Julie.
Imagine if he said no at this point.
Watto, we're trying to navigate through Halloween next Saturday, and I wanted to know what's going on at your place. Are you and Yoko on the same page about handing out candy on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Yoko usually does a performance for the kids in our family.
Oh.
They knock on the door, they say, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat. And she says, let me give you some candy for the soul. And then she does some sort of one-woman plastic band performance.
Monster Mash?
I would like to hear that cover.
Let's see if we can book her for next week. That's on you, Ken.
Okay, I'll try. I'll reach out.
The point is that is a no-go this year.
Yeah, no go for
Because-
New York.
No-go for Yoko, because she's very in-your-face performer. And if you tell her your face has to be 6 feet away from the other face, she'll go, then I don't even want to get it.
Mm.
Me, I've been making krepla. I mean, that's what I usually do. I have a bowl of krepla and I hand out krepla to the kids. And already I have parents who go, oh, what, is there a razor blade in the krepla? And I go, look how tightly packed this thing is. I couldn't fit one in. But now it's just the problem. No one wants to unwrap the krepla, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Do you have a window? Watto, is there a window? We're going to use PVC pipe and have the kids away from us and put the candy down. Maybe you could do it from your window.
They're gonna drop
Hey,
candy
I'm
down.
sorry. Julie, are you asking me to drop food out of my window?
I know it's never been done before, Watto.
Well, no, Watto has a rate.
Let's be honest. I think we had almost a lawsuit, didn't we? There was almost a lawsuit with a guest.
Julie, with everything I am going through, Julie, I cannot believe you would throw that in my face. I just lost 2 of my best friends, Julie.
Fun size, though, is not the same as a pastrami sandwich, Watto. Fun size candy bar.
Julie.
Damage done.
Julie, can we move on.org? I don't want to relitigate the pastrami, Julie.
George, do we need to talk? Do you need someone to talk to? I'm really.
I'm actually feeling
very-
fine now.
You're fine?
Yeah. Watto
Oh.
said this was the original Baby Yoda, and that was good enough for me.
I never.
Wow. What a night.
I never said that, George. George, do not put words into my mouth.
That's
My
all I'm-
word is my bond, and I never said.
That's the first thing I ever did to you was put words into your mouth, Watto.
No, to be fair, you put words on a page, you handed them to a technician, and then they put words in my mouth.
How do you think I got them into that mouth of yours?
Julie, thank you for calling. I hope that worked. I hope it brought George down a little bit.
I
I feel a
hope.
lot better.
I don't like to bring people down, but in
No,
this
but
case,
brought
I think
him.
it's necessary. It
He
was
needed it. He needed it.
Oh, I needed to be reminded of the pastrami?
No, I said George needed to be brought down a little bit, Watto.
And to think that you
Please,
got a
Watto's
promotion.
not having an easy week. Please, Patrick. Can we-
No.
Bobby's
I'm having a
friends too,
terrible
Watto.
week.
Bobby's friends. He's still a friend.
He's still a friend.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Yeah, if Bobby's such a good friend, then why hasn't he been here in weeks? Every week I wait for another installment of All's Wool That Ends Wool.
Yeah, that's a good question. We'll get him back soon. I'll get him back soon. I'll reach out.
Patrick needs something for this week, so that'll be his stretch goal to get Bobby back on.
I need something for this week. What are you talking about?
You need something to keep you focused through the week.
Oh, okay.
Julie, I have a question for you. Growing up, would Patrick often say, "I'm on a book this week"? Was that a phrase? Perhaps that's a local phrase or something that's particular to your family. Like if
This
he
is
had a
where
book,
all
we'd
the
say he's
trouble
on a
started.
book.
And you know what? I made him sit on that book for that entire week.
Ah, it's
That's what
canon.
we say in this house.
There's the root of the problem right there. His refusal to learn.
Thank you so much, Julie.
All right, Julie. We'll talk to you soon.
All
There's
right.
blood on your hands.
Take
True,
care.
Patrick. None of this would have happened if you treated Yoda right in the first place.
Hi, Julie. I love you.
Just trying to bring some positivity onto this show because it felt like it needed it, and it felt like we were going.
Oh, well, I'm positive that 2 of my best friends just got murdered.
Also, Patrick, this is not the. Patrick, this is not the year for you to be wishing for your friends to be positive.
I cannot believe you got promoted this week. That's all I want to say.
It's a shock to me.
Everything you have done, I cannot believe. You want people to be positive.
During a pandemic.
George is in his 70s. You want him to be positive?
I don't want George to be positive. I do want to say we do have a guest waiting in the waiting room, and we should play the Watto. We should play the game that we normally play with our guests.
Yes.
I cannot believe you have kept a guest waiting in the waiting.
Just got
With
here.
everything I've been through this week.
After everything Watto has been through, to keep a guest waiting this long is.
We usually ask our guests to put in the private chat how they would like to be introduced. So if our guest wouldn't mind typing that in, it can be a joke, it can be real, it can be whatever you want it to be. Watto will read it and we'll introduce you.
So far, all I see that he's written is the title of, I believe, a John Travolta film.
Okay.
Am I wrong about that?
I don't
He
know.
wrote the word perfect in response to Patrick saying, bring ya on in a few.
I believe that is a
Watto is
1985 John
talking to my
Travolta
mom.
film.
Okay, here's it. Watto, go ahead. You can read it.
I will read it. I just want to reassert that Patrick wrote, bring ya on a few. Watto is talking to my mom.
Is it wrong?
Ladies. No, it's not. Padawans and gentlemen, please welcome from Saturday Night Fever, Josh Gondelman.
Josh Gondelman!
Hello.
Gondelman.
Hi.
Hello, Josh.
How are you?
Josh, you are the most positive man on the internet, and boy, do we need that positivity right now because 2 of my best friends were just very on.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Watto.
George has gone rogue this week. He is the rogue one, and he
I'm
has
the rogue one.
taken to brandishing a vintage 1933 World's Fair Mickey Mouse pocket knife and has used it to stab both the inflatable BB-8 and the inflatable Darth Maul chair, 2 of my closest friends.
And I'm
so
very,
sorry.
I'm very close to doing that to this enormous inflatable BB-8 that is lying on the ground.
George, do not.
What has got you in such a state this week?
Yeah.
I think it's just been I'm tense about everything that's happening this year, and everyone reaches a breaking point. And last week I brought on this. I want to show you how big he is. I brought on this big BB-8. Look how big he is.
That's huge.
It's so big.
That looks bigger than the real BB-8.
It's much bigger than the real BB-8. It's enormous.
It's so big.
This is butt. Look at this big old butt.
I like that guy.
Look at that big old butt.
We all like him, Josh. That's why we're so nervous.
Last week I brought him on and nobody even commented on him.
I think he's terrific.
Mad. Makes me mad.
George, we were not commenting on it because we thought it was funny. It was like Watto's Emmy bit. It's a classic George Lucas talk show bit to not reference the new object in the room.
Josh, we've all been stuck inside for a very long time.
So then I chopped up the old BB-8 that I had, and then I tore apart this Darth Maul chair.
Josh, he's been wearing it like a mask, Buffalo Bill style.
A mask like this.
That is Buffalo style.
Josh, I need you to give George one of your infamous pep talks.
Let me
Your
try.
infamous online pep talks. Because
I also want to be clear. This was not planned before, Josh. You were already booked to come on, and it
That's
just
okay.
happened.
Hey,
It happened to work out this way.
always delighted to appear on the George Lucas Talk Show. Always great to see George and Watto and Patrick.
Yeah.
George,
Oh,
I'm so sorry that you're feeling so frayed lately, and it's such frayed ends.
Aren't you, Josh? Aren't you worried about the election next week and what's going to happen?
I'm definitely worried about the election.
Ugh.
It's a really tough time.
Jesus H. Miro, what are we going to do?
I think, I think it's such a hard time and it feels so stressful. And sometimes taking a knife to a Darth Maul likeness, it feels good in the moment, but it doesn't, it's not necessarily productive. I mean, it's late. It's too late for phone banking now, but it does in the evening, not overall, but it feels like maybe there's a way to channel that kind of frustration into something that feels like gratifying and productive and doesn't cause Watto so much anguish.
Wait, maybe what are the polls like in Hawaii? Maybe it's not too late to pull its phone bank in Hawaii.
That's true. I bet you could call Hawaii right now.
George, do you want to call Hawaii right now?
George, whenever I want to gain extra lives before
Oh, no, we have Hawaii.
a timed event on one of the phone games I play, I reset my time zone to Honolulu or Juneau, Alaska.
Let me look at
Those are
Alaska.
always the,
Honestly, we
so
have.
those are two good places to
I don't
go.
want to get ahead of myself, but we have Hawaii in the bag. I mean, like, there's no way. I think
But Alaska.
they're still so mad that Trump's whole thing is based on lying about where Obama was born that it's like he'll never. Okay, so let me see about Alaska. Come on, Alaska. Oh no, we're gonna lose Alaska.
Yeah, it's not close.
Well, not with that spirit.
What's the time difference, Watto? I'd never to Alaska.
6 hours.
6 hours?
6 hours. Because Watto plays Disney Emoji Blitz, and they'll have timed events where the emojis are only available for a limited time. Sometimes he loses track of time, misses the window. He'll reset to Juneau, Alaska. He gains an extra 6 hours.
Watto, it says right now that it's only 6:05 p.m. in Juneau.
Oh.
Maybe it's 4 hours.
4 hours.
Okay, so it's 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm not the fucking magician. Patrick.
Yeah, thanks for the update, Home Skillet.
This is one doodle that can't be undid, Home Skillet.
Josh, what did you do this week?
Your ego is preggo, Home Skillet.
What did I do this week?
Yeah, what's been keeping you going this week?
I did we had 2 shows at Jesus and Marrow.
Yeah.
Our second show of the week is tonight, Sunday at 11 with guests Haim, the band Haim, who are delightful, and Borat from the film Borat, subsequent movie film.
Yeah. Wah.
Hey, you know it as well as I do.
Yeah.
Josh,
Well,
I have a very serious question for you.
Hashtag Jawa Weewa. That's can we get some fan art of some Borat Jawas saying Jawa Weewa?
Would love that.
Nice. Oh, can we get fan art? I want all kinds of Borat fan art of Star Wars stuff. Let's get one of Anakin and Padme where he's saying my wife.
That's
Let's
good.
get one of Palpatine with Borat's daughter tucking his shirt in on the bed. No, not Palpatine. Let's make it Salacious Crumb.
Yeah,
That's more Giuliani, right?
Yep.
Make it Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, Bib Fortuna strikes me more as a Pence, though, don't you think?
You're right. It's Salacious Crumb. You had it right there.
Just because Bib Fortuna is so Mike Pence to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah, all
Bib
good.
Fortuna has never once been alone in the same room with a woman.
He won't allow it.
Guarantee
won't
Bib Fortuna. Also guarantee that Bib Fortuna calls his wife mother, and he's never been in a room with her even once.
No. I heard that Bib Fortuna is also a big proponent of droid conversion.
Yeah. And Bib Fortuna and his wife wrote a children's book that no one should buy.
I also heard that Bib Fortuna fucking sucks. That he's a ghoul.
Also, I guarantee you that Bib Fortuna was overseeing at least not just one, but two pandemics.
Just in case Josh doesn't remember who Bib Fortuna is.
I mean, that's Mike Pence.
Okay, great.
He does have a very Pence-like. I mean, like he is more like Mike Pence than I would have guessed before the picture was put right before me.
Yeah, let's get some pictures of Mike Pence because that's basically his one expression.
Yeah.
And I can also imagine Bib Fortuna saying, if you brought up something terrible, getting out of talking about it or taking responsibility by saying, "Oh, it breaks your heart to see it."
Yep. Bib Fortuna's expression, he's got the very Mike Pence expression of like, "Oh, the washing machine overflowed while I was at the market." Like, oh,
it just breaks your heart to see it.
So we could get some fan art. We could get some fan art as spoiler for Borat 2. Borat dressed up as Donald Trump running in on a speech that Bib Fortuna is giving.
Can I make a quick request?
Of course.
Yeah.
There are approximately 360 people watching this right now.
Yeah.
Our viewership is very online. I think it's safe to assume that probably 98% of the people watching also have Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a secret, if it's if it's a public, if it's a main, if you run a corporate account, what it is. If you have the login for any Twitter account, I want you to just tweet a picture of Bib Fortuna at Mike Pence with no caption, no text. I would like Mike Pence to get 350 plus photos of Bib Fortuna, all within 2 minutes of each other.
I'm going to do it.
I will tell everyone I know to do it.
I'm going to do it.
I want everyone to just tweet.
And everyone remember to put the period before whatever his name is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We should have a hashtag so we can track all these.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now, do we want to do? I think we do at Mike_Pence as opposed to at VP, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
Do
blocked.
the personal
I blocked him. What is the hashtag we want it to be?
No hashtag. Nothing.
No hashtag?
No hashtag. Just the photo.
And we can't track it. Do we not want to track it?
I don't want to track.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. How
this
about
is Watto's project. I don't want to impose.
Yeah.
I don't want to track it. What I want to do is I want to be able to search at Mike_Pence and to see the overwhelming amount of results.
Period at Mike_Pence.
And I'll say this: we should all do this picture. We should do the second one when you Google it. It's a PNG file. It's from I think it's the Wikipedia picture.
And it's right. It's him. It's just him in front of like an alpha channel background.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Perfect.
All right.
And done. Great.
This made me feel a little better. Thank you all for indulging me. It felt necessary.
This isn't quite phone banking, but it's better than stabbing stuff. Yeah.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Pretty close.
I'd say
it's almost like phone banking.
It's almost like phone banking. And in a certain way, it actually might be more impactful than phone banking.
Tell me what that way is.
Well, we're just going to brutally pwn this guy for the next 2 minutes. I mean, he's going to experience some major punish.
This is the tweet. I'm about to send it.
All right. Again.
I mean, the best part about this is Josh is going to get the most engagement out of any of these tweets.
Absolutely. Mr. Positive.
People are going to be very confused. The people who are on this, watching the stream, I think will be very excited. The people who are not are going to be deeply confused, and I think that could tip the election.
Yeah, that's what we need.
That's why I don't want a hashtag. I don't want anything that can trace back to it.
No,
I just want the photo devoid of all context.
This is the October surprise. This is the
This is
2020 October surprise.
This is the surprise.
What if we all get a like a phone notification tomorrow saying like VP Pence schedules important press conference in Rose Garden, and we go watch it and he's like,
I'll tell you what, it's a pretty satisfying scroll right now. If you just like if you just search for like Pence and you just scroll, it's pretty satisfying.
This is the exact effect I want.
This is very good.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got 31 faves so far. 38 and 2 replies. Should I read my replies?
Yes. 100%.
Absolutely. Please,
no, they're both jokes. They're both clout chasing jokes. I'm not gonna say what they are. They're not sincere responses.
That's easy.
Looking for that clout. Yeah. The people always are clout chasing by responding to pictures of Bib Fortuna.
Are you saying the words cloud chasing?
Josh, you have 5 retweets and 59 faves on it.
People can't possibly know what this is a reference to.
Oh my god.
It really speaks for itself, though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We say cloud chasing.
We just got in. It is a screenshot from Borat 2 of him going into the synagogue with a photo of Watto next to him.
You know,
that is good.
Wow.
They do raise a disturbing parallel. I feel this is good. I feel like we're making a difference. George, how are you feeling?
Feel good. Makes me want to
George! No.
George, come on, man. This is not what this endeavor was about.
What was it about? I thought it was about making me feel better.
But we're channeling that energy away from stabbing.
Okay, yes. I might just jump on the big BB-8 until it pops.
Do that.
No!
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting a mixed signal. Maybe I'll just stab it if it's getting a mixed signal.
We're all against stabbing.
But jumping on BB-8, that's fun.
It does seem fun.
It's
What
not
do you think
fun.
not fun?
Would you think it was fun for people to jump on you, George? If your children showed up and decided to hop on Pop, would you think that was fun?
It depends.
Jet and Amanda hopping on Pop.
It doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world.
But it doesn't sound like the best thing, does it?
No.
I will, Josh, I do want to read one of your replies.
Please.
I don't know what in the world this is in reference to, but I agree. I am 100% behind whatever message you're sending.
This is what I'm talking about. This is the man. I've been trying to scroll through and retweet all of them, and I'm still only at 3 minutes ago. That's how many of these coming in.
Someone immediately, Cullen Crawford, shout out to Cullen Crawford, immediately said, I'm not watching the thing, so I immediately assumed y'all had teamed up on some sort of display all of Bib Fortuna's body to the VP on the timeline bit. It's like, yep, you nailed it.
That's pretty close. Thanks, Colin.
I don't think Cullen understands the seismic political magnitude of what we're undertaking. But the mechanics of it, he nailed right away.
I mean, he's never going to recover from this.
I don't think so.
No.
Right now, there is the possibility that Mike Pence or someone close to him is looking at this and they think what they are seeing is a symptom of the COVID they just caught.
I mean, he's got the pink eye. He's got the same eyes as Pence had during that debate.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm happy with what we're doing here. I think it's good. I think it's sending the right message.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's huge. I think it's huge.
There's only,
now
each individual only have so much power politically, and I think like getting involved in any way that you can and that feels like what's within your sphere, that's important. And I think this is part of that.
Patrick, how many people are watching right now?
Right now we're at 355, George.
We've gained 5 people with what we just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For all of the people who just tweeted, if you have someone that you trust, someone that you care about, let's say 2 people that you trust and care about, please try and get them to do it now. If they are on social media, and then tell them to pay it forward. Let's see if we can make this expand from 350 people to 350 million people.
Right. Okay. So if you've already tweeted it, quote, retweet your own tweet and say, please tweet this yourself.
I think
give people the direction.
Don't just retweet this.
Yes. Yeah.
Download this photo.
Yeah.
And tweet it at Mike_Pence.
Okay.
So we're all put the period in front of it.
Period in front of it at Mike.
No hashtag. No
hashtags. No tag.
But when you're tweeting your quote retweet, put a space in between the at and the name so he doesn't get that notification.
Oh yeah, he can't know.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
These are all important instructions.
Yes. Please save this picture and tweet it at Mike_Pence.
Yeah. This is good. This is the real work.
I want for us, for the first time ever, I assume, I want to get a photo trending on Twitter.
I want there to be a Twitter like trend. You know when they like have like clearly someone at Twitter editorial explain why the thing is trending, write a little one-liner.
Yeah.
I want it to be like photos of Bib Fortuna inexplicably started getting sent to Mike Pence earlier tonight on the East Coast. Like, I want that. I want them to have to be like, we don't know why, but...
Yeah. Yep. And then everybody, you know how whenever something trends, it like what keeps it trending is people being like, I don't even know, like tweeting, I don't even know why this term is trending. So there's going to be a lot of people tweeting like, I don't even know why picture of Bib Fortuna sent to Mike Pence is trending.
Right.
Okay, Oblique Reference said somebody made a Twitter moment. Yes, that's another thing that people should do.
This is good.
Collect a bunch of them and make a moment and then tell people
this is a moment.
This is a moment.
This is a moment. Hashtag this is a moment.
No hashtags.
Don't
hashtags.
No, actually, hashtag, but don't type it. Say it out loud.
Say it out loud.
Yes.
And if you live alone, just say it.
Just say it.
You don't have to say it to anybody. Just say it.
Hashtag this is a moment. Yeah.
Here's Ming-Na Fu made this.
Yeah, that's good.
That's it. It's pretty good.
Looks disgusting. If I put that in Return of the Jedi, they would have not released it in cinemas.
Yeah.
If I made Bib Fortuna look that repulsive, they would have said this is an X-rated film. An X-rated film? Yeah, we don't have NC-17 yet. It's X-rated. This is pornographic, and I wish there was something beyond X, which was just a hole in the middle of the ocean in which we would drop the film.
I just got some tweets from friend of the show, Shalia Evans, who says, I need to know what's happening because I can't stop laughing. My whole timeline is bibbed.
Yep. Yes. Yes. It's working. It's working.
We bibbed the timeline.
We bibbed the timeline.
We bibbed the timeline. We bibbed this timeline so hard.
I hope that 5 years from now, the phrase "my timeline is bibbed" is unrelated to Mike Pence, just something that people say.
People constantly, there are trolls out there who are trying to own the libs.
Yeah.
And we're trying to bib the Republics.
Bib the bib.
We're trying to pwn with bibs.
We're trying to pwn the bibs. We're trying to pwn with bibs in response to them trying to own the libs. Yes.
I think we're doing it. Objectively, this is the most bibbed my timeline has ever been.
I can't even think of the last time my timeline was this big. It's been weeks since my timeline was this big.
When a problem comes along, you must bib it. Yep. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes, we all agree.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, Josh, I mean, we're talking about politics. Are you exhausted from thinking and dealing with politics all the time?
Yeah. Yes. Mostly as a person, though. I think I used to.
You worked on, for context, yes. Oh, you're about to say.
I was going to say both the show you used to work on and this current show.
I used to work on Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and it was the
very political show.
Very political, and it was, we really kind of like looked into it and wrote kind of comedy directly at the issues. And I've always said, since Trump was elected, people who are like, oh, this will be good for comedy, those are people who don't like comedy or know what it is. It's horrible for comedy, although it is exhausted comedy writer is the absolute least bad consequence of the Trump presidency. It's just
but that is absolutely the opinion of someone who has never had to write a joke.
Yes, correct. They're just like, he's orange, the jokes write themselves.
I feel like people who looked at Trump and said this will be good for comedy would be like looking at like a field full of massacred people and saying this will be good for restaurants.
Right. Or like people just like looking at just a building, like a hospital engulfed in flames, and being like, this will be good for firefighters.
Right.
But also the audacity of someone saying to a professional comedian, oh, this must be great for you, the jokes write themselves. No, that inherently is bad. I get paid to write jokes.
Yes.
If the jokes are writing themselves, it's bad for me.
It's bad for me. It's antithetical to my job.
That's how I prove my worth.
Yes, I write the jokes.
Right.
Whoa.
They
Hang
shouldn't
on,
write themselves.
Guys,
What?
Breaking news, and I hate to do this.
That's okay.
At Shearshy Dude.
Another PSA and reminder that Mike Pence and Bib Fortuna have never been seen together in the same place at the same time.
This is from October 7th. October 7th.
Wow.
That's what I was saying. It's been weeks since my timeline was this early.
I think this is an even bigger bibbining than that was.
There's been a bibbing in the ether. It's been bubbling.
Yes.
There's been a bubbling bib.
The bibbing has been bubbling, and I think it's coming to a head. Yeah.
It's coming to a head. Yes. I think the bibbing's been bubbling, and now it's finally come to a boil. The bib has boiled.
Yeah. The bib is at a boil, a kind of a rolling, bubbling, bibbing boil at this point.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
But now, just to put a button on it, now working at Jesus and Mero, we have a little more liberty to not kind of like stare down the worst horror of it so hard and just kind of like clown on the visibly ridiculous stuff. And it is just like professionally a little lighter load to lift. So that's been like a little bit of a relief just for me personally this election versus last one.
Yeah.
Someone made a Twitter. Roderick O'Toole made a Twitter account just to bib.
Just to bib.
That's what we want to see.
Yes.
Just to bib. We'll see.
Also, just to
I do also. We got a good one, guys.
Right.
We got a good one.
Very excited.
I got ones. Television star of Mad Men, Rich Sommer.
A bibbing.
He bibbed.
He bibbed.
Summer bibbing had me a blast.
This is a bib get for us. A bib get indeed.
Wow.
This is huge.
Oh boy, this is huge.
What about this one?
You
Fat
guys
Black
talk for a second.
Patrick Swayze. Put up the Fat Black Patrick Swayze comment. I just did VP and Mike Pence from 4 different Twitter accounts. 8 bibs. This is what we like to see.
Yeah, that's a double. That's a double bibble.
That's heroic. If you can get 8 bibs, look, we understand it's a difficult time. Not everyone can get 8 bibs.
Also, just to establish in the timeline here, this is a tweet from the G. Lucas Talk Show Twitter from last year of a little thing I put together. Trump's Orlando rally.
Wow.
Hold on.
We had such luck. We love being in Orlando. Thank you, Orlando. What a dream.
I'm muting George so the video doesn't get pulled.
There you go. Just so we're ahead of that other October guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what sucks?
What?
That guy is president.
It's really bad.
What a load of bullshit. How fucking much does that?
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
Oh,
it blows.
It's really bad.
Dale Jarms just got his mom to do it, so she's bibbing the timeline. Thanks,
Get
Dale.
your mom to bib.
Get your mom to bib.
Get your mom
Moms
to
for bibbing.
Moms love it.
Get
Bibs
babies
for
bibbing.
momming.
Get
your babies-
babies to bib.
Get
Yep.
your babies to bib.
Bibs for babies.
Bibs for Biden.
Hashtag
We're
bibs for babies.
That's what we're
Hashtag
doing.
it's the
We're
moment.
bibbing. We're bibbing for Biden this week. We're bibbing for Biden.
We are bibbing for Biden.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
Bibbing.
my God. Patrick, did you just see what I saw? The breaking news?
I did. Oh no, Josh, you're not going to believe this.
I
Deadline.
can't believe this.
Deadline
Wow.
just reported something.
Oh my God.
Vice President Mike Pence's Twitter timeline bibbed.
Yep.
That's the top story on Deadline.
Top story.
Top story.
The team, they got
Who
the
has the
whole team.
Who has
By
the
the
byline?
deadline, by the deadline team, the whole team, all hands on deck.
Well, it's kind of too hot. Nobody wanted their individual byline on it. It's to
Yeah.
diffuse responsibility.
It was
Yeah.
a
Mike
hundred.
Fleming wasn't going to get burned by this thing. Right. It's the
No
team.
way. No way.
Oh,
Wow. This is
boy.
huge. If it's in the trades.
Josh, what do you think is the most exhausting Twitter thing? Like, is it the reply guys trying to get their own jokes on? Is it trends that you don't understand? What? Because I feel like you're great at
Is
Twitter.
it Patrick trying to get more followers than 1610?
I do. I like that bit. That's a long running. I like a good
You're
bit.
very generous.
I guess bit is a stretch of what that is. Earnest attempt. I'm the most exhausted. I mean, like, other than like the actual abuse, I think it's like the people who want to argue with your joke with
Yeah.
a tangentially related opinion that you
Yeah.
didn't express a contrary thing of, or if you're like, wow, blueberries, man, I bet the Smurfs a Smurf could really throw their back out harvesting blueberries. They'd be like, actually, the Smurf agrarian economy didn't. It's like, shut up.
Josh, I want to ask you: have you tweeted that before?
No.
You should tweet that.
That is, I'll say, my least favorite is a person who is upset that your single tweet didn't cover all aspects of the thing you're discussing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
well, how dare you not mention?
Hey.
Emily!
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Emily.
How
It's
are
so nice-
you?
Good. How are you? It's so nice to see you.
It's so good to see you. It's been so long. My pot pie's in the oven. I've got I've got 6 minutes.
Have you bibbed Mike Pence yet?
Have I what?
Oh boy,
Oh,
we gotta catch you up.
Tell me
Emily, a big
everything.
trend.
What did I
There's a
miss?
big trend. It's taking over online.
Tell,
I'm sorry to tell you, you're no longer the top story on Deadline.
Oh no.
we've all been tweeting this photo at Mike Pence.
Ooh, has he responded?
He has not responded.
Not
yet.
Not yet, but
Not
I'm
yet.
very optimistic.
What if he only likes one of the tweets?
That's the hope.
I
That's
think
the
that would
hope.
be the funniest possible
It
response.
would be great. I think
Is
we
anyone-
we would reach you.
You know, it's
wow.
like the Muppets. If
I-
just one
I
person
think-
believes in you.
If I found out that Mike Pence prayed on this, that's how I would feel good about that.
We want him to pray.
We want him
Yeah.
to
Like
pray on this.
P-R-A-Y or P-R-E-Y?
Oh, I
Yeah,
both.
they're both.
Both.
We're
He starts-
praying on him in the hope that he will pray for mercy.
Mhm.
It broke my
It's
heart
kind of
to
a
see
pray
that.
for pray situation.
It's a pray for pray.
Dear Lord, it broke my heart to see that tonight.
It seems like things have really spiraled out of control.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
kind of
God!
feel like-
Wait a
I
second.
feel about as invested and like on top of the political process as I have in a while. This is really energizing me.
This is huge. There's a new story on Deadline that's overtaken the bibbing.
Where is it?
Another one?
Yes,
I
Yes.
just sent it to you, Patrick.
I'm seeing it right now.
Deadline is blowing up. It's a hot story because Emily earlier tonight, Josh, got announced as the new face of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And then it
Hey.
was announced that she was going to make a chicken pot pie. And then, of course, the internet bidding Mike Pence became the top story.
Mhm.
Oh, here
I
it
was
is.
there for that. And then there's a
Right.
new one.
Oh yeah.
No, her Popeye's in the
Well,
oven.
this is the thing. It's an inaccurate story.
They
They're
tweeted it
reporting.
too fast.
This
Oh
is
my
a-
God.
this
Like
is a Pence Corona situation when
Yeah,
they were
no,
like,
this was one of those pre-writes.
You
Yes,
just
like
said
a mission
that-
accomplished.
The second that somebody knew that you were working on that pot pie, they're like, get to work on this story for you.
There's going to
Mitch
need to be a,
McConnell's It's like Mitch McConnell's obituary. They're like, we might need this anytime. This could happen at
there's
any
going to be
moment.
a major retraction, a major apology.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a fan art request.
okay,
My face, George W. Bush's body, and the banner should say "Pot Pie Accomplished."
Done. Done.
You will have that within minutes, Emily.
I think
You
it
will
was
have that
already
before your pot
exported
pie is
before-
ready. I guarantee it.
Beyond that, I think the file was exporting before you finished the set.
The fans were like, oh, we know.
Selecting file type. Yeah.
Your head on George Bush's body, Papa accomplished? Yeah, I got it.
We already had that from another day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
figured you at some point you were gonna say you've accomplished a pot pie.
Pot pie accomplished.
I feel a little guilty. I don't think I was misleading because I don't think that there's another name for what it is, but it's not. I don't know if it's technically can be considered a pot pie because really
a nut pie. A nut pie.
it's a nut pie. It's just like pot pie filling with like a puff pastry crust on top.
Emily, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
When it's done and ready and like on your counter,
Uh-huh.
can you send me a photo of it, whether you tweet it or email it or whatever, just like show people what it looks like?
And then
Yeah,
Patrick,
we'd
you're
love to
gonna
get the
upload.
exclusive.
You're gonna upload that to potternot.com so people can vote on whether it's a pot pie or not.
And actually, can
The
we?
crazy thing is, pot or not is gonna destroy our society in like 20 years. It's fun.
It's gonna be pot pies, and then also, is this like weed or some other kind of plant?
And also just deep misinformation about how the government works and presidential
Absolutely.
candidates.
Yeah.
Also, we're joking, but that website will exist by midnight.
Unquestionable.
Yeah.
If it doesn't already.
There's just pictures of things that are or are not pot pie.
I hope the only two things in the app in the website are pictures of pot pie and pictures of Bib Fortuna.
Pictures of what?
Bib Fortuna is the man that we've been tweeting at Mike Pence.
Oh, okay.
That's important. So that's why when we say the timeline has been bibbed, that's shorthand for filled with photographs of Bib Fortuna over and over again.
Oh, his first name is Bib. Okay.
Bib, yeah.
It's not like a messy eating thing.
No,
No,
I guarantee you, Bib Fortuna is a messy eater. He has those horrible teeth, that big, I guarantee he uses that big trunk that wraps around his neck.
Yeah.
Little rat.
Will you show me a picture of him again?
Yes, sure. Hang on. Let me bring up this
Oh,
picture.
but wait, where are we gonna find a picture of Bib
Oh, wait.
Fortuna? It's so
At
hard
this
to
house.
find a picture of.
I gotta take the Popeye
Oh
out.
no! All right.
Well,
here's
then
the
bring it
picture.
over.
Here's him eating a sandwich.
Patrick,
I don't know. I don't know. where I
Very
found that.
good.
Patrick, we have new fan art. I'm noticing.
Okay, go make your pot pie or go get it out, Emily. Oh, and she's gone. She's just.
Was that Bib
Yeah.
Fortuna eating tuna?
It's a good
Yeah.
question.
That's what it appeared to be from the bib. He had a bib with tuna
That
on it.
is one piece of merchandising I'm surprising that in this day and age doesn't exist.
Bib Fortuna, Bib Fortuna.
Yeah.
That's what it was, I think.
Yeah.
I do think that what were we saying before? I do think that there's a good chance that Mike Pence has seen this by now.
Yeah.
We've already probably made some difference to his evening.
Well, I think
I
with
think we destroyed.
his whole staff having COVID, he's probably checking his own mentions tonight.
That's the thing. He's got no aides to help him
Yep.
with his Twitter account. He's running it himself.
He's running the show.
Okay. His last Twitter was October 24th, and before that, it was September 22nd.
What
So
were
the
they?
fact that
Were
he-
either of those pictures of Bib Fortuna?
Let me double check. No, neither one
All right.
was Bib Fortuna.
That's a shame.
Um,
That's really a shame.
But the point is, it seems like he only likes one tweet every couple of weeks.
Okay.
So I don't think we should be discouraged if he
No.
doesn't like it. He seems to be a bit of a Paul F. Tompkins in that way, where he might love the tweet, it might affect him, but he's just not gonna hit that like. He's not gonna smash that like.
No. But what that means is that we have to keep the bib bubbling for the next
Absolutely.
couple weeks till he's ready to like it.
Hashtag keep the bit bubbling.
Keep the bit, but don't tweet that. Just say it.
Just say it.
Never tweet that.
Roderick O'Toole is asking, what is the show email? There's something I need to email in. thegeorgelucastalkshow@gmail.com. Send it on over and I'll...
Or,
I also think that
gov.
I also think that the Pot or Not website, that it should be like Hot or Not in the sense that you decide whether it's a pot pie or not.
Yeah,
it's not a website that has wrong answers. You can click on a picture of Bib Fortuna and say that's a pot pie.
Yes,
we could redefine what a pot pie is. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. It could be Bib Fortuna. It could be whatever Emily's eating.
Yeah.
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 What a fun twist in this story that I did not see happening tonight.
I feel terrific about it. I feel like, on top of the election in a way that I was like kind of pulling away from the news, and now I feel like I'm like ready to gaze into it and just be energized until the election day.
I haven't felt this optimistic in years.
I also want to point out Josh's numbers on this tweet, which I find genuinely
That's unreasonable.
Oh, that's so funny. Pot or Not is apparently not available, guys.
Right.
Someone just looked into it. Oh boy. Wow. What a shame.
That is a bummer.
That is a bummer. Josh, what is working from home on a show like Jesus and Marrow like?
It is, I miss everybody. I miss seeing everybody and like the kind of synergy of being in the office. But it's been really like, we pivoted really quickly to the guys shoot at their own houses. So like Marrow's in New Jersey, Jesus is in the Bronx, and they've been open to like kind of real silly stuff. Like we did a fake versus battle where they were classical musicians and just like sending costumes to their house, and they just put them on in front of a green screen and do like, it's so fun. I mean,
wasn't there a Last Week Tonight thing?
We did a Last Week Tonight parody this week that Robert Kornhauser wrote, and our writer's assistant Rachel Jacobson was like, this was like an idea that she'd had for a long time too. And it was very fun. I got brought in for the accuracy of like adding the like, now to be fair, like a lot of that stuff. They were like, we need to make it sound more like John. I was like, okay, we need to add a lot more. Now it's more important than you might think. Like a lot of that stuff.
Right.
What is the? No, go ahead, George. I'm sorry, or Josh, both of you at the same time, please.
Let's go
at the same time.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I just feel lucky to have a job, and I'm really proud of the show that we've been making.
Josh says things.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you.
It would be fun to do. I'd like to do Last Week. If I was going to spoof Last Week Tonight, I'd do bits where it would be things like where we'd say something about Patrick, and then we bring up a picture of Patrick. Bring up Patrick at the same time, but Patrick, you be a still photo.
I don't know how to do that, George.
No, just
stay very still.
A toddler could do this.
Here we go.
Come up and I'd say something about that. That's like if,
okay. Go ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
Say your thing.
So, or it could be like if our producer Patrick was caught napping and snacking at the same time. No, Patrick, I know you're going to nap. I know you're going to snack. Don't do it. Don't do it, Patrick. I know you're a messy bitch who loves the drama.
John,
right? That's very
I love it. This is a pretty good impression. He's hard to do impressions of.
Well, that's
Patrick, you nappy snacky monster.
Hashtag nappy snacky. But that one you can tweet. I just want to let people know. This is outside of the bibbing.
Nappy snacky.
Nappy snappy.
Oh, that's
really good.
So it's been really like, again, really grateful, really proud of the show. Jesus and Marrow are so funny, and like they really paper over so many cracks by just being hilarious. Like you could be like, okay, we're gonna comment on all the different colors of paint in the Sherwin-Williams catalog, and they'd be like, okay, here's 50 minutes of footage to cut down to 20 for the show.
Well, it's a good thing the brand is strong, you know.
The brand is strong.
Andy, in a difficult time like this, the brand is strong.
The strength of the brand has carried us through. What are you eating?
Chicken noodle soup.
Not a joke, but it made me laugh.
Bryson, are you there?
Bryson.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, buddy. We don't have like a breaking bumper.
What?
Like a breaking news thing.
Why would you want to break the show? We're trying to keep the show running, Patrick.
Bryson, just if we can get a breaking bumper, that would be awesome.
And Bryson, if we could, Bryson, I'm getting audio interference. Can we cut your audio? That's much better, right? Could everyone hear that? That breaking?
Way better.
All
Just
right.
go like this or go like this if it's good or bad, Bryson. All right, go ahead, George.
I want the breaking news bumper to look like the opening title of Breaking Bad. And I want you to, hold on. I want it to look exactly like the opening title for Breaking Bad.
With the chemical elements and the smoke and stuff?
Yeah.
But can I throw in a wrinkle? I think it should look like the opening title for Breaking Bad, but it should be underscored by the main theme from broadcast news. So we have breaking and news.
Well, that's
Hey,
good.
Bryson, basically what we want it to look like this. So as long as you can animate it around this.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Bryson, I also want to prove how easy it was. I made it while George was talking.
And Bryson, I understand you gave the thumbs down because you're worried about the copyright issues with the broadcast news score. It's fine. It's very easy, Bryson. Just pull up the broadcast news score. I'm looking for the main theme by Bill Conti. Listen to it 2 or 3 times, and then record yourself humming it. And that's the audio you'll use, so it's not a copyright issue.
That's good.
Thanks, Bryson. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Bryson.
Hi, Bryson.
So if we had a breaking news thing,
Yeah.
I would want to show a photo I just received.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
This is the pot pie.
Or is
Emily,
it?
Emily just
That
made.
looks good.
She says it's vegetarian if anyone cares. I asked if there's any specific veggies I can plug. I have not gotten the answer yet.
Okay.
Right, because right now it's like what do you call
Okay,
it?
here we
It's
go,
a
here we go.
blank pot pie. It's a blank pot pie.
Delicate squash, leek, potato, carrot, 2 kinds of mushrooms, and some vegetarian chicken cubes. Oh, not delicate squash, delicata squash.
Delicate squash.
So much more
I've
sense.
never heard of that.
Yeah,
You're a fucking delicate squash.
New nickname. New nickname.
Patrick, the delicate squash.
Delicate squash noir.
There's
The
also,
delicate squash.
there's also onion, garlic, and rosemary from her garden.
Wow.
I
Emily
think
is a
we should
really
call
good
this-
gardener.
That's another
I think we
nickname.
should call
That's
it-
another nickname for Patrick is Rosemary in her garden.
Yeah. I think we should call this a garden pot pie.
I love that.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
a real innovation, Watto.
Yeah, that's good.
beautiful. Yeah.
Garden pot pie.
But I think
also
that's
like that
definitely a pot pie.
Rosemary in her garden. Do you like that?
No, I think it fits. But also I like that the breading almost looks like it has more of a like it's structured like an apple turnip. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like the square, the thickness, the slits in the opening, the
Yes.
top.
Oh,
It looks delicious.
I
They
also
remind,
want
me,
to say,
they remind me of the. They remind me of the slits that I put in BB-8 and Darth Maul
Don't, George, don't.
Wow, we're back to that.
with my little
George, put the knife back in your
back where? Back where?
pocket.
Pocket pie.
You
I-
wish.
Man, I think that's a beautiful pot pie.
I do too.
I told her she has to call it a garden pot pie, and she
Mhm.
said okay with a sad face.
Wait, that doesn't sound that. Why would that be? That just seems more specific than pot pie.
It seems like a nice name. I don't understand where the friction is coming from.
I don't know. We did get. Remember the person who asked for our email?
Yes.
Sent?
Yeah.
They apparently just made the Twitter account, and then they immediately got shadow banned on Twitter.
Oh no!
Wow, we got
Immediately
shadow bibbed.
shadow banned.
Censorship of the bit of the dirt bib left is happening once again, and I think
Yeah.
it's unfortunate.
I think, look, I think this is a thing you can tweet about if you want, because it's not being discussed by the mainstream media.
It's not.
It is absolutely a
except
shadow
for
bibbing
Deadline.
happening of the dirt bib left. Yes.
Thank you. They're just
The
it's
shadow bibbing of the dirt bib left.
it's just like Zuckerberg is having coffee with Ben Shapiro talking about what he thinks should pot pie accomplish. Oh, I love that.
I mean, it almost feels like Zuckerberg is angling to get Zuckerberg. You know, the way he's been behaving so recklessly.
But they can't stop the signal though, because at Pizza Toilet just tweeted Bib Fortuna at Mike Pence 31 seconds ago.
There you go.
You can't stem the tide of the bibbing.
Yeah, you can.
This sounds like the Hairspray song. You can't stop the bib.
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 Oh God,
Man.
John, what's your
At
favorite
Pizza
Hairspray
Toilet. That's a good Twitter account.
song? Yeah, that is a good one.
That's an amazing handle.
Which one? You can't stop the bib.
No.
At Pizza Toilet. It's just so perfect.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever wish? Now I know, Watto, you have a secret lurker Twitter account.
Yes. Yes.
George, you have G. Lucas Talk Show. Josh and mine, we're just our names.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like sometimes you see other people who have Twitter accounts like Pizza Toilet, where you're like, I wish I could do that, but I want to make it my name.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Right.
I'm making a huge assumption that his name is not Pizza Toilet.
That's true.
Shame on you, Patrick.
We've spent the last
that's erasure, Patrick.
We've spent the last 45 minutes talking about someone named Bib Fortuna, so Pizza Toilet is totally in play.
Oh yeah, my name's Patrick Cotnoir.
Right.
I don't believe anyone can have a weird name.
Yeah, my name's Patatouille. I like to make fun of other people's names. My name is Snack Trick Nap Snore, and I think other people's names are weird.
Yeah. So you probably think that Pete D'Souza it was a fake name.
Yeah.
White House photographer.
Yeah, I know who he is. Why would you say his name?
So Pete D'Souza, that's a real person's name. And
That's a real person.
But Pizza Toilet.
It's close.
You question that. Those names are so close. Pete D'Souza and Pizza Toilet. Name or not.
A short walk. It's a short walk, Patrick. And it's a slippery slope. It's a short walk down a slippery slope, Patrick.
You don't want that.
Patrick
you don't
name,
want that.
Patrick name shame strikes again.
Old Rosemary in the Garden, taking a walk through the tulips, shaming the names.
Wait a second, Josh. This is exciting.
What do we
I
got?
have some Josh Gondelman specific fan art.
Oh no. Or oh yeah.
Princess Busy.
Oh, that's very good. Wow. That's going to make my wife so happy. We have a pug named Busy, and that is kind of what she looks like, but with she's Princess Leified. I think that's very beautiful. Thank you, Bring the Noise.
Yeah,
this makes me very happy.
Guys, I have another picture that's going to get you even more jazzed up.
Oh boy.
Is that the inside of the pot pie?
It's the inside of the pot pie.
Inside the pie? Oh, we need a bumper for that.
Okay, what do you want the bumper to be, George?
Inside the pie is the bumper.
Let's show John an example.
Can I throw out a pitch? Can I throw out the pitch?
Absolutely.
Bird's pie view. It's like an overhead shot of the pie. It's a bird's pie view.
Very good.
We should show Josh what a bumper. Hey, Bryson.
And the music should sound like the music of Bird. The jazz.
Yes. Charlie Parker.
Charlie Parker.
Mm-hmm. Birdman.
Yes.
Which bumper should I show Josh so he has an idea of what it is?
Let's try the bumper factory.
Yeah, try the bumper factory. That's one of our best bumpers.
That's the gold standard.
So, Josh, when we have a new bumper that we want to get made, we usually have to show this one, which signals to Bryson that he needs to come.
That it's bumper time. I got it.
And when I say we usually show this one, I mean we got it tonight. So here it is.
I cannot get over how good that bumper is. That thing
it honestly, it almost eliminates the need for other bumpers.
Thank you.
This was shot and edited and put together during the show tonight.
Live,
so
during tonight's
Bryson.
broadcast.
That's incredible.
But Bryson, I have another bumper that I'm going to show. And your audio is so bad, so I'm going to mute you.
Yeah, Bryson gets muted.
So that's normally what it looks like. we wanted a bumper so Bryson could go close his closet. And
Bryson was embarrassed and his closet was
play
open.
Play it, and then go do it. Play the bumper first.
bumper.
We told Bryson he couldn't close his closet until he made a bumper.
Bryson, is there someone else in there with you? Bryson, go back over there. I saw someone else in there with you. Bryson,
Yeah.
are you
I
not
saw
quarantining? Go back over there.
I can't hear
Bryson,
you when
is
I'm
there
over
someone
there.
trapped in the
Hey, hold on.
closet?
I want to hold on before you go back. Can we get a bumper that says Bryson visits his twin?
Thank you, Bryson. We'll see you soon with the
I put
bumper.
Bryson with the bumper.
It's good. Okay, I'm worried that bumper is going to preempt Bird's Pie View, but
That's
we
true.
can try.
No.
Hey, Bryson.
Yeah, what bumper am I even making?
Bird's Pie View is the number one priority.
Bird's Pie View is
We're
the number
late.
one.
We're late on that one. That one's overdue.
That's the photo, Bryson.
Can you send me that photo?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, sure.
Patrick, do it. You
I
the
will.
producer.
Patrick, do it.
Patrick,
I will.
you the producer.
Okay, I will send it to Bryson.
I'm
So
also
Bird-
still working on the breaking news one. Can we pump the brakes on the bumpers?
How about a bumper?
Yeah,
called
that's what we've done.
pump the brakes on the bumpers. That's
Yeah.
a bumper.
Bump the brakes.
Bryson, if you want to pump the brakes on the bumper, there has to be a bumper to signify that is happening.
And this
Yeah.
one takes top priority. This is
Right.
higher even than Bird's Pie
Right.
View.
Because
Okay, so-
this bumper will decide order of operations of future bumpers.
Okay, thank you, Bryson. Go to work.
Oh man.
That was a great call, George.
We have to. And the thing is, what we're doing tonight is important.
Absolutely.
Yes. This is the most important election of our lifetimes.
Oh, right, the election too. Yeah,
We need the bumpers in order. We got to bib Mike Pence.
got a
We
bit.
got a bit Mike Pence.
Jawawiwa. I mean, T Fury is already selling that right now. Like within
Well,
2 seconds.
George, let's say this.
Wawiwa.
Should I make an announcement here? I don't know if I can. Let me ask
Well-
Bryson. Hey, Bryson,
We're gonna need a bumper for a T-shirt announcement.
I want to make an announcement.
Okay, blind item it. Blind item the announcement, Patrick.
Okay.
Say
Oh,
what
that's
you're
good.
saying.
There may be a reason coming up soon. I'm going to find out if I can officially say it in a second. There may be a reason coming up soon that we might want some of this artwork to use on things.
Great blind item.
That's my blind item.
I feel like I cannot picture what that thing is at all, so I feel very blind about it.
It's a great blind item. There may be a reason to use artwork on things.
Art might have a utility within our society.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if it's like cold out and you need things to put on your body to not be as cold, you might want some artwork on it, like this great one of Rich Summer from a few weeks ago.
Patrick, are you advocating the use of animal pelts? I don't understand what you're getting at here. Are you encouraging people to skin large animals and wear their fur for warmth?
I'm being told by multiple people to stop talking about this, so I will stop talking about it.
What I will say, this is an announcement that I've authorized myself to make.
Great.
Yeah.
I would love if people that were watching this on their body got tattoos of any of the photos Patrick has shown today. So Jawawiwa,
We would
Wiwan, the
love
deadline
that.
announcement of Mike Pence's timeline be big.
I would like if someone is willing to get all of the fake deadline announcement articles. I think that'd be really fun.
That would be good. Emily Heller with the Pot Pie Accomplished banner. I think these would all make tremendous tattoos. I can't offer you anything in exchange other than the delight on my face when you show me them.
I like the idea that
Wait,
people
Josh,
who are
can you
all
offer a retweet?
I'll retweet if you get a tattoo of any of those images or any other image we talked about tonight. I will retweet that.
That's good.
I like the idea that like people who are all tatted up, who have like full sleeves and the full chest, it's usually like, oh, this was my first one, and then I got this. Like it took years. I like the idea of someone going into a tattoo parlor tomorrow with printouts and just saying, hey, here are 20 memes that came up in one episode of the George Lucas talk show. Can you put them all on me stacked?
Memento my whole body.
I feel like the October 25th installment of the George Lucas talk show has to be memorialized.
I thought you were going to say, Wada, that you like the idea that there's some guy out there who's already all tatted up, who's like, tonight was like, oh no.
That's also no
Or he's
space
like,
on the canvas.
I wanted to do all the
tomorrow
deadline
I
articles.
get these removed. The day after, new whole
Gotta
new
start
shit.
over. Gotta start over.
I would love that.
Honestly, Jawa Weewa is a pretty good tattoo, I think.
Yeah, Jawa Weewa is going to live on. There may be a point when all of Star Wars and all of Borat is forgotten, but people still say Jawa Weewa.
Something I didn't even notice. I'm looking at Jawa Weewa again. Look underneath that. Look underneath his eyes.
Mustache.
He's got a little mustache.
He's got the
I like.
Very nice, as Bora would say. I don't do the impression; it's disrespectful, but
So,
I would
Josh,
say very nice. Yeah,
like, do you sit on the interviews for Jesus and Marrow?
I do. Yeah.
How is an interview with Borat? Is it fun?
It's wild. It's very
Yeah.
fun because he has such a specific energy as the character of Borat, and it like sometimes matches with like what people are doing when they're being regular, and sometimes it just like kind of whizzes by. But like I imagine I was like, oh, that must be what the shoots are like for the film, right? Where like they get a lot and then they cut down to like the great moments.
Yeah.
But he's so funny and quick.
I have some very important follow-up questions, but before that, I want to say Watto just got a DM on his secret Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this person, I won't say their account, but they don't tweet very often, and most of what they tweet seems to be about the upcoming James Gunn Suicide Squad reboot.
Okay.
It seems to be like a fan account, mostly with excitement for that movie. And they
Cool.
this an account I've never seen before. DM, who is Mike Pence, and why do you keep retweeting people that at him with a pic of an alien thing?
Who is Mike Pence?
That's the number one point of confusion. Who
I would
is
argue even Mike Pence isn't fully sure, right? He's
don't-
going to look inward and investigate that
I think-
question.
I think he's pretty unknowable. I think because he has never come up with an answer.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. And that's why we're
I think
sending him.
I think the appropriate response, if you haven't responded yet, is just to respond with "Who is America?"
Just tying in the Borat extended universe.
These are my question for you, Josh.
Yes.
Jesus Marrow, you were saying anytime you come up with a bit, you have just like an abundance of footage for them because those guys are just so comfortable in their own skin. They have such a sort of well-developed organic rhythm between them. They know their voices, right?
Yes.
They're just real. They're real. The brand is honest with them.
Absolutely.
What is it like to then do a talk show with someone who is wearing a silly costume, pretending to be a character for hours on end? Because that just seems fucking exhausting. Like, who would want to commit themselves to that sort of like personality-based talk show format
And then
with all these layers of artificiality?
to be a producer on that sounds awful, and like it would be the most stressful thing in the world, and nobody thinks you do anything right. Is that true?
I mean, that does sound true. That does seem like a rigorous undertaking, and like, but I feel like this show is closer to Jesus and Marrow, right? The brand is honest. George
That's what
Lucas
I'm
is
saying.
true to George
We're just
Lucas.
real.
Watto is true to Watto. Patrick,
we're
you just have to channel that, and it's great content. But I do think it would be tough to see someone or to work with someone who is kind of in deep character that maybe like they hadn't explored all the pockets of their character. They don't know what they think about the real issues, and they have to discover that on the fly all the time. And sometimes it's uncomfortable.
Patrick is kind of doing a performance more than the two of us.
Yeah.
Because he has to spend the whole episode pretending he's awake.
That is a heightened version of Patrick in real life.
Yes.
Now, Josh, here's my question for you. You said on Jesus and Marrow, you have so much footage, and you don't know what to do with it. You have to edit it down, but it's so much footage. It's an overwhelming amount of footage. Here at the George Lucas Talk Show, sometimes we will go for 14, 16, 18 hours long.
Sure.
Have you ever thought of doing that on Jesus and Marrow?
We hadn't considered it. I do think there's something. I love when you do it, and I love the marathon format. I think it like brings out really exciting things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you do shorter, sort of normal size shows. What do you guys do?
half an
Irishman
hour.
Plus?
Two
wow.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. I
Yeah.
thought when you say short show, I thought Irishman Plus, but you're telling me
Irishman Plus.
you're doing like 1/6 of an Irishman.
1/6 of an Irishman. Yeah. And that is how
Wow.
we're like. That's how we. It's very precise to the right down to the 100th of an Irishman is how we have to do it from the show to Showtime. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I've never even heard of a talk show being that short. I feel like the shortest they usually go is an Irishman Plus.
Yeah. I mean, some of them like Saturday Night Live is about half an Irishman.
Yeah.
Which is a variety show.
Right. And I was gonna say it's more variety.
Show. Yeah. Half an Irishman. And it's like they do it so much live so that it's just a burden. You could do an Irishman Plus live show every week.
Are you in the same category as SNL for awards?
For certain things we are and certain things we aren't.
But you vary the running time. You know, you're not locked into a set number of minutes for every episode, right?
And it's pretty close. We got to get within 30 seconds every Sunday.
Within 30 seconds?
Within 30 seconds, yeah. Which is which I think is that's 1/100th of an Irishman. No,
1/1000th.
1/1000th of an Irishman. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I do think. Oh gosh, I want to show Josh a bumper because I think it has to do with something that they just said. How it sometimes it is only 30 seconds and they have to get it to end within 30 seconds. One of our mantras on the show, Josh, I'm going to show you a bumper right now.
Please.
If it doesn't end in the next 30 seconds, I could see it going for hours.
I think it's a wonderful bumper.
Yeah.
Does Bryson do all these?
Bryson does all of them.
Great work.
He does all of them. Do you want to see some more of them?
Show me anything.
Let's walk Josh through some of the great bumpers.
Please.
We should get a bumper for this. It's called A Stroll Down Bumper Lane.
Yeah. Here's a good one.
Happy Pin Week.
That is a good one.
Let's show him the joke week.
Oh yeah, Josh, I want you to know this is not joke week, so don't get too stressed about it. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Joke week already happened.
Thank you very much.
What are you doing? Joke Week's not until September 2021.
Sorry. See, we tricked you. That's actually not the joke week bumper. That's the bumper for when it isn't joke week.
I don't think I have the joke week bumper anymore. Here's another one.
He's got a big ass.
I don't really even remember what that one was for, Josh.
You had a big ass.
When you had to burn an ass on the guest, on the potential guest.
Let me show one more. I can't show that one because we would have to cut it out of the episode.
Full nudity.
Is this that one about how art can be used on things in the future? Oh no, Patrick just got 3 emails frantically saying, "Don't tell him about the thing that art can be used on things in the future."
Josh, this is when my mom calls in. Show this one.
It's a Julie Jamboree.
So many good bumpers.
And I was gonna say that one maybe has the best voiceover performance. Right?
A beautiful, I think incredible, very effective.
I am starting to think.
Oh, go on.
There you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think just genre perfect was all I was gonna say.
I agree. Uh
oh.
It wouldn't heal that fast. There's no way it healed that fast.
Yeah, add some red to
yeah,
it.
you don't get the retweet till there's some red on it.
Mm-mm.
You know, I mean, there is another bumper we use sometimes.
Which one?
And it's when we feel like maybe the after show is over and things have gotten a little more loose. I mean, it feels like now that we're having this self-reflexive conversation about the bumpers, we're talking through it. We sort of uncorked the tension in her room. It feels like maybe the after show is over, right?
I want Josh. Okay, great. Yeah, hang on one sec. Let me get that one up. Josh, why'd you turn your lights off? Turn them back. Turn your lights back on. Josh, just turn your lights back on.
late at night now. We can have adult conversations.
Now, Josh, we're in a segment now that we call George Lucas Talk Show After Dark.
Great.
And Josh, you might know me by another name now.
What name is that?
Wolfman Watto.
Am I supposed? Should I howl too?
Yeah. If you want, yeah.
If you want. Yeah, you.
This is what we do this sometimes when we feel like the after show has wrapped up and we're on to the next phase of the show.
Great.
But I mean, if Josh wants to see another bumper, we could show him another bumper. Yeah, hang on one sec.
I'll watch as many bumpers as you got.
Yeah, we're gonna watch this one. This is sort of the segment that plays after that. It's something we like to call George Lucas Talk Show Countdown to Sunrise.
The George Lucas Talk Show proudly presents Countdown to Sunrise.
I mean, I'd argue that bumper's a little premature. It just became after dark. It's quite a few hours away from sunrise.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show another bumper.
Oh, kind of a rude awakening, that bumper.
Do you want it to be after dark again?
I think it should be, right? My eyes, it's not ready.
We're late at night now. We can have adult conversations.
Okay.
Oh.
This show moves fast, Josh, and I'm glad you're able to keep up. It really means a lot.
Look, I'm here to participate in the George Lucas Talk Show. I'm not here to mess around. I want to see the bumpers. I want to keep up. I want to bib the vice president.
I want
to decide. I want to decide pot or not.
I will say that watching all these bumpers, we have veered dangerously close into turning this into a best of Larry.
It's a fine line we walk.
Yeah.
Josh, did you ever watch?
We told people that we had a show to do, guaranteed brand new, but we're slowly slipping into a best of Larry.
Josh, what I was going to ask is, do you have any memories from the 1996 show Muppets Tonight?
Yes.
Memories.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if it's enough memories to justify a bumper, but now I feel like I have to retroactively justify.
Josh, it doesn't take much to justify a bumper. I wouldn't worry about it.
I remember, I feel like every iteration of a Muppet Show that comes back, I'm always like, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'm like, oh, almost. Like I just, maybe I just miss the feeling of seeing the Muppets for the first time.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I get that. Bryson. I hear Bryson's got something for us.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to let you know the Bumper Factory tonight is closed.
Wow.
Well done.
Bryson, you have a call to go make. Thank you so much. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Yeah, have fun doing the other bumpers.
Yeah, that was just a test screening. That wasn't putting it in effect.
Look, that was great. I'm so glad we have that bumper ready for when he finishes the other bumpers he has to do.
Yep. And then he can show it to us.
Right, but priorities.
Bryson is saying in the private chat, the Bumper Factory is closed.
The Bumper Factory is closed. I'm so sorry. They won't even let me in with my ID card.
Can we get a bumper of what that looks like?
So you're saying there's like a wildcat strike at the Bumper Factory?
Yes.
Wow. This is huge.
It's sad. It's sad. That's what that is.
Bruce, my favorite Bruce Springsteen song, and it's really painful, is Breakdown at the Bumper Factory.
Oh,
I wanted Josh for this one, I'm just gonna play the beginning of this one. For that, I wanted Bryson to do a parody of Billy Joel's Allentown.
Yep.
We're living here in Bumpertown,
Yep.
and they're closing all the factories down.
Yep.
And I think maybe that should be the bumper for the Bumper Factory is closed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. It is kind of crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the Springsteen on Broadway show, but he talked about how he really cultivated that sort of mythos of him being this kind of blue-collar Bumper Factory man. But he revealed it really was kind of a put-on. You know,
Sure.
That's not actually his background. He doesn't come from a Bumper Factory family. It's kind of incredible how he co-opted the spirit of that culture.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We did get an update. They edited out Bring the Noise edited out the red and put it back.
This is one of the great things I've seen this year. Jawa Wiwa is like a top 10. Like, this is a moment, as we were saying earlier.
This is a moment.
But Bring the Noise, he doesn't have his mustache. You should go back to the tattoo parlor.
Oh, you gotta go back.
You gotta go.
Always easier to add a mustache than to take one away.
That's just classic filmmaking. Thank you, George.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just go to the tattoo parlor, ask them to do a quick special.
If someone gave me 2 films, they said, this one's full of people with mustaches, get rid of them. This one's full of people with no mustaches, add them. I know which one I'm signing up for.
Right. You don't want to make justice.
Guys, this is just between us, okay? Don't tell the chat about this.
Okay. Shush.
I just got a message in the private chat from Bryson that says, from the chat, the Bumper Factory isn't open after dark. So you know what I think that means we have to do?
We have to go back.
We have to go back.
We have to go back to the main show.
Okay. Wait, we have to go back to the main show?
I think we do. Is that bumper ready?
No, it's not. Oh, yes, wait, it is. It is. Hang on 1 second. All right, here we go.
So, Josh, as you can tell, that's the bumper in which the Star Wars plays backwards, and then Gilly apologizes backwards because we've gone backwards several segments, like the cast of Inception going up through the layer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That read immediately. That scanned.
In case you
Of course, it's very clear.
So
I think let's check on the status of the Bumper Factory.
Now, Bryson, I believe you're on audio only, Bryson. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to figure out how to turn on my lights.
Bryson, are you audio only?
I am audio only.
We should ask Josh that, too. We should ask Josh that question.
Well, I know he's not audio only. I can see him on
Josh.
Yes.
Are you offer only?
No, I'm visible.
No, offer.
Oh, offer only.
Yeah.
Oh, for work?
Yeah.
No, I'll beg.
Okay, good answer. Good answer. All right, Bryson. So we're back into the regular show.
Yeah.
So I think that means Bumper Factory's back open.
I mean,
I can hear the whistle off in the distance, Bryson.
The Bumper Factory's not open until the bumper plays.
I will never get tired of that bumper.
It's so good.
I do want to point out. I do want to point out in the chat. I forget who said it, but somebody asked for pump the brakes on the bumpers bumper stickers.
Bryson, we have been told not to talk about the possibility of art going on things.
Yes. We can't talk about art on things.
This talk show is about art for art's sake. Mm-hmm. I would never call it a podcast.
No, Josh, we actually one of our reviews is that we are the worst podcast ever made. This was said by let me make sure I'm citing them correctly. I'll just search for worst podcast ever made.
I believe this is in response to when Kevin Smith was on the show. One of his fans Said.
But you know it's a negative review when they say you're the worst of a thing that you're not even.
Yeah, that's
It
rough.
was at Fool in the Rain 72.
Yeah.
To their
Right.
credit, you guys make for a very bad podcast.
And
Sure. Not in the same way that
the
Not-
worst podcast ever
the
made.
worst ever.
not to
Right.
take pot shots, but this show is also a terrible pot pie.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
On Potternot.com, just thumbs downs.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, Jonas Salk is arguably the worst basketball player in history.
Yeah, very bad.
Very bad.
Hey, Bryson, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
What are you still doing here? Go make those bumpers.
Yeah, come on.
Patrick, can it just be you? Patrick, can it be just you and me for a second?
Just me and you?
Just me and you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
And you freeze? Just
Here we go. Which one? Oh, okay.
I want both equal size. Produce my show, you nap-snacking weirdo! Pull me off the stream, you sausage-freezing tyrant!
Hey,
I love it every time.
Patrick, can you pull yourself and George and just leave Josh and I for a second? I mean, I love George's impression. I just felt a little left out. I understand visually why it had to just be cool.
Yeah, it was the visual style. Yeah.
Right. It's just nice to have a moment, just you and I,
Thank
away
you.
from all the
Yeah.
rat race, you know.
Really good to see you, Otto. It's been a while.
Always a pleasure.
Pleasure to work with you.
Java,
And then-
we walk.
With the Borat thong. I love it.
Yes, and the mustache. Look at
And
that.
the mustache.
That's a strong step.
Beautiful. So many great iterations of Jawa Wiwa.
Okay, I think we have to bring Bryson back.
We
on.
gotta.
I was just about to leave.
Bryson,
Oh,
you asked in the private chat, what bumper am I making?
Great
I
question.
believe you have 3 or 4 on the docket, right?
Which one? Breaking
Bryce-
news?
Bryson-
Stroll down Bumper Lane? Which one?
Yes.
Bryson meets his twin.
Bryson meets his twin really
No,
fast.
Bryson visits his twin.
Okay.
And I want that one. I want to see that one.
George, you want that above all other bumpers?
Bump it to the top.
Okay.
George,
Yeah.
stop tapping an open knife against the floor.
Watto! Oh no! Watto! Oh,
What?
I hate to do this, Watto. Just me and Watto on the stream for a second. Oh, this is maybe not fair, Watto.
What?
Look what I wrote.
If Otto mentions the night I jump on the big 8, no! No!
You made me.
George!
You
I
made
need
me.
to know what the rules, George!
Made
Oh,
me
no.
do it.
George, you don't have to do this.
You don't have to do it.
George, you don't have to do this.
You don't have to be a bad
It doesn't
guy.
have
You
to be
can
this
choose your
way.
own destiny, George. It doesn't have to be this way, George.
George, we're making a difference. We're making bumpers.
You made them do it.
I did.
No.
George, this
No.
stinks.
George,
George.
This stinks. It's stinky. This is stinky,
People are
George.
watching this. People are seeing this.
I don't like this. Oh no, George. I can't
BB-8
even
is-
bear to look. What's happening?
The
He's
funniest
jumping
part
on the
about this,
BB-8.
he's not going to pop it.
Because the big
does
big
seem-
is too strong.
Do you know what
It
he
does
needs
seem
to
like
do?
a lot of fun for George.
Yeah. George, can you
What?
hear us?
Yeah.
I think you need to like, what is that wrestling?
Elbow drop?
Yeah, you need to like elbow drop or like.
Okay, wait a second. Take George off the screen for a second.
I don't know if I want to do that, Watto.
1 second. Patrick, what the fuck are you doing? You're giving him tips on how to murder Big B8.
I'm really sorry.
The fuck up. What is
I'm
your
re-
fucking deal, Patrick?
Really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I just feel like.
Bring George back.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Oh no!
Oh, no. George, no.
Oh no!
George.
I don't. Has he done it yet? I don't think he's done it yet.
I think he can still be reached.
False alarm.
Josh,
Okay, George,
earlier I was trying to negotiate with George because I found this book this week called The 1 Minute Negotiator by Don Hudson and George Lucas.
Yeah,
And it didn't work.
It's time to put that to the test because I think we have about 1 minute on the clock.
Okay,
Yeah, I think the only one who can negotiate with George Lucas is George Lucas right now.
Okay, here we go. Step 1, engage. Recognize you are in a negotiation and quickly review the viable strategies. What do we have?
We've got asking him not to do it.
Yes.
We got begging him not to do it.
Yes.
We could menace at him. We could be like, you won't like it if you do it. There's bad things are going to happen.
Okay.
I can scream no.
Okay. Step 2, evaluate your tendency to use each of the negotiation strategies as well as the tendency of the other sides.
I think he's getting ready to do a stone cold stunner on Big 8.
Oh, no.
Select the proper strategy for this particular situation. And now my one drill is each time you begin a negotiation situation, take a minute to review these 3 steps. I'm going to try it. I don't know how it's going to go.
Give it your all.
George, I need you to listen to me.
Yeah,
Why are you doing this, George?
it's fun.
George, but is it fun or is there something else going on?
Sure, there's always stuff going on.
Why are you doing this? What is the real reason you're doing this?
It's time.
George, you're 76 years old. You should not be giving a people's elbow to anything. George, be careful.
This thing is stronger than I thought.
Yeah, don't do it, George. George, hang on. George, I really think this is a bad idea, and I think you should think about it again. I think you should think about what you're doing because we don't want to see BB-8 get hurt. But more importantly, or equally importantly, George, we don't want to see you get hurt.
Me?
Yeah, you're George. You're not as young as you were at one point.
That's true of everybody.
I know, but it's especially true of you, George. And I just want you to be careful.
That's not
You're
true.
famously diabetic, George.
It's not especially true of me. It's equally true of everybody. Passage of time affects everyone equally. I'm just older than some people, but I'm not. It's not especially true of me.
George, you and I are both famously diabetic, and I know how much this energy and this exercise and strenuous exercise will hurt you.
No,
and I just want you to think about that.
Helps.
Not always. Not always. Not always. It makes your blood sugar go low, George. We love you.
Yeah.
You're right.
I know, George. I know. Look, we're both diabetic. Right. We know.
Right. It's easier to just cut him.
George, don't do that.
You convinced me,
George.
George, I was not the one to convince you. Don't put this on me.
This is dedicated to Patrick.
What?
George.
Patrick.
BB-8, I'm sorry.
It's just a pool toy.
He wasn't just a pool toy. He was my 5th closest friend in the world.
Watto, can you name them?
I would like to hear you name your 4 closer friends and then a few after.
Number 1, Jeffrey Epstein. All right. Rest out. Number 2, retired filmmaker Georgian. Although he's very quickly tested my allegiance to him.
I can't believe he didn't move up to number 1 after the death of Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey, look, I still talk to him every day. He might be gone, but he's never forgotten. As I said, rest in power. Number 3, the Darth Maul chair. Also dead. Most of my friends are dead after the massacre of tonight. Number 4, Big Boy 8. Number 5, BB-8, BB-8. Number 6, Josh Gondelman.
Hey, thanks, Watto.
Hey, we go way back, baby.
We do go way back. We don't see each other as much as we used to, but this has been really nice. I'm a little hurt that I'm so far behind Jeffrey Epstein and in contention. That's like a weird zone.
Number 7.
Alan Dershowitz.
Number 8.
Alan Dershowitz's son.
Number 9. Number
Jar
9.
Jar. Jar Jar!
Mhm.
Are you happy now? Jar Jar. Gutting him. He's gutting him like a pig. What's he doing? He's just doing this for
He's gonna.
sport.
You know what he's gonna do?
What?
He's gonna wear that Big Boy 8 head like a hat.
Oh, he's gonna Buffalo Bill it again.
Yeah.
And the dramatic irony that Buffalo Bill, of course, is my 8th best friend. In the world.
This is painful to watch.
It's disturbing.
I
It's
hate
really
it. It's like sand. It gets everywhere. My sadness. It gets everywhere.
George, just put it on. We know what you're gonna do.
Is he cutting a mouth out of it so he
trying
can
to cut
talk
a-
through it like it's his mouth?
I hope he wants to talk out of it. I hope that's why he's doing that.
It's messed up.
This is really messed up, George.
This is usually the part of the show where we would say George is behaving poorly and he should go take a timeout. But the timeout happens in the Darth Maul chair.
Oh
The Darth Maul
no.
chair is now dead. Oh no.
Wow.
Was that BB-8 doing a Borat impression?
Wow, wee wow. Wow, wee wow. Wee wow.
Bryson, get in here.
I believe Bryson's here audio only.
Bryson,
I don't know where he is.
Bryson, can you hear me?
He's in here, so when he gets back to his chair, he can hear us. Wow. What do you need, Lotto?
Need the bumper. And what good will it do me to tell you? You don't work at the bumper factory. You don't have the security clearance to secure the bumper.
I'm here, Watto. What do you need?
Bryson,
Bryson, come on camera, please.
I regret to inform you the need for a
Oh,
new
don't
bumper.
make yourself big,
I don't want to
Bryson.
be big. I don't want to be big.
This is
Look,
better.
Bryson, I regret to inform you of the need for a new bumper.
Watto, I am so close to finishing what I thought was going to be the last bumper of the night.
Well, in fact, there is one more bumper.
What do you need?
Bryson, we need the bumper. Borat 8.
Yeah,
And
Tim.
it is the bumper for when someone attempts to do an impression of
Either.
Borat as BB-8 or BB-8 as Borat. It needs to be a versatile bumper.
So, Watto, what
Yeah.
should the bumper? I think should it be 2 Borats and a BB-8, or should it,
should
be
be-
BB-8 with a
should be-
Borat head?
It should be one BB-8 body with a Borat head. It should be one Borat body with a BB-8
Yep,
head.
that's the only way it makes
And
sense.
one of them should say, the one with the Borat head should say beep beep boop boop, and the one with the BB-8 head should say
Say
wow.
Wawa Weewa. Yep. It all checks out.
Bryson, can you have it say Borat 8 cultural learnings of Star Killer Base for Make Benefit Glorious Planet of Jakku?
If you text that to me.
Sure.
And Bryson,
This was
Bryson,
Watto, just so I'm clear, this is my reference drawing.
Perfect. It looks
Just so
great.
you-
I love
okay.
it. Yeah, let's green light it.
Okay.
Bryson,
Yeah, George.
make sure that in either of the bumpers that you can't see his crumb.
Can or cannot?
Cannot.
We do not want to see the front.
Too explicit.
Don't show his crumb.
Distracts from the integrity. Hey,
Emily, are you a sight for sore eyes?
Emily, since you've left, things have gone a little haywire.
Even more so than before. What's been happening?
You wouldn't believe it was possible.
Emily, I don't want to scare you, but you might want to look at George right now.
Yeah, what was he busy getting rid of that murder hornet nest?
Yeah.
No, he massacred Big Boy 8 and is now wearing it like a hat. He skinned the animal and is wearing it for sport.
But I do want to say, Emily, also, now that you're here, and this is good for Josh too,
Yeah.
we just hit an Irishman Plus,
Hey.
which is what we normally strive for. We want all of our shortest shows to be at least 1 minute longer than the Irishman. And when we do that, sometimes we end up dancing to a man named Vlad's music. And I hate to put you guys on the spot like this.
Oh wow.
He's a Russian musician with royalty-free music.
Yes. So I'm gonna let the music start, and then whenever you feel the need, go ahead.
I'm worried that my dance is going to be offensive.
No.
Emily, sometimes it feels good to be Vlad. And let that sentiment carry you as the music moves through your body.
Wow. This song is really bad.
I agree, Emily. This song is very Vlad.
Oh no, is Patrick gonna go to the toilet?
No, I'm not you, Emily.
Patrick, don't show us your prom.
I can still see you very much. Oh no.
The song is almost done.
Oh boy.
Wow. Thank you guys. Sometimes it feels good to be Vlad, and we just want to make sure that people.
It feels good to briefly be Vlad.
Uh-huh. Vlad to the bone.
Blah, 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 blah.
George, are you okay?
I feel great.
Well, you look great.
Thank
I
you.
feel terrible. He murdered 3 of my closest friends before
What?
my very eyes.
Were they asking for it?
No, Emily, do not. Do not victim blame my inflatable friends.
I have this Mickey Mouse knife from the Chicago World's Fair in 1933, and I made a little secret deal, which I said if Watto mentions the knife, I jump on Big Boy 8.
Big Boy 8. Is that what BB8 stands for?
I think so.
Okay.
on that one because he.
I thought it stood for Big Beautiful 8.
I mean, he was my big beautiful 8.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
I mean, Emily, there's one important question that we haven't asked yet.
Yeah.
How was the pot pie?
Yeah, how was the pot pie?
As you can see,
Yeah, we saw. Let's look at it again, though.
it was really good.
How were the delicate squashes?
Delicata.
Wait a second. What are we looking at right now?
This is my pot pie. This is a serving of it.
Yes, we saw this
No, I
earlier.
know that, but it almost feels like this is a bird's eye view.
I will say my husband said, I see you've been honing your spices,
Wow.
which is, I think, high praise. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's high praise.
Yeah.
As pie-
Or a backhanded compliment. But
No, I think that's legit.
no, yeah. I liked it. He liked it. I got some time. I think that helped. I didn't have time in stock before.
Now, Emily, the big question is: did you miss your plate a little bit? What happened up here?
Oh yeah, it was the gravy was just a little gooey, but
Okay.
don't worry about it.
That's like a good quality in a pot pie, Patrick. Why are you pie shaming?
I just want to make sure it didn't get on her tablecloth. Her little. Her
Yeah,
little,
those are washable, but I didn't get on that. That was from when I served it, not from when I ate it.
Okay.
But it was really good. I had multiple servings. There's still a little bit left.
What
if you guys want to see it, I could go get it.
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, I'll be right back.
Emily, can you
I
show
could use
any
that.
any
I could use
utensils
that
you
right
used
now.
in
Wait.
eating or serving it?
What?
Any utensils you used in eating or serving it?
I used a spatula to serve it and then a fork to eat it.
Bring those utensils.
I think that my husband already cleaned them up, but I'll go look.
All right,
Just as for reference.
This
just
is
for
a
reference.
disaster. This is
Why
a
is it a disaster? Because we don't have the bumper yet?
I mean, Bryson. Oh, Bryson better get that bumper ready by the time Bryson, get that bumper ready. We need that bird's eye
You
view.
think he's gonna have bird's eye view, but he's working on Bryson visits his twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we told
There's
them
no way.
bird's eye view was high priority. I was trying to queue them up. I was hoping the bumper was ready. When
You know what might make things easier, because we don't have this, is if we had a bumper that was called Countdown to the Latest Bumper.
Oh yeah.
What if there's a bumper that's like a construction site? It's like, sorry, bumper in progress.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it would be
said-
helpful.
Watto said that a lot like one of the birds on the Flintstones.
Yeah, it's 11.
Here we go.
Kind of a good news, bad news situation, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
My husband had already put it away in the fridge,
Okay.
but
Whoa.
I have it here.
Substantial leftovers. That's a lunch.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
A,
Oh yeah.
it's a lunch.
And this is a Pyrex. This can go in the oven for reheating.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good.
Good stuff.
Yes. I went for it.
You did
looked
and you
great.
did it- yeah, you did it right.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think of the other things that Emily has missed while she's been gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was so much.
Emily, I threw out the,
Since you've
the
been
names
gone. That'd be good for a bumper if we had that. Since you've been gone.
Here's
Emily,
the thing.
you
I
were
made a
saying I
pot
don't-
pie. What?
No, you were saying you didn't know what to call it because you were like, well, it's kind of a chicken pot pie, but it's vegetarian. There's not the proper name. So then I
Well,
suggested,
it's not because it's a vegetarian, but because it doesn't have a bottom crust.
right. So
Oh,
I
sure.
suggested garden pot pie. And then Patrick said you texted back with a frowny.
With a what? A frown face.
frowny face.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were saying that because you thought more of the ingredients came from my garden, which didn't. It only the rosemary did.
Sure.
This is the thing. I just felt like we were talking about gardens a lot earlier, and Patrick listed all the ingredients, and I went like a pretty wide array of ingredients.
Yeah.
I was
it's true.
trying to think of a catch-all title that you could lump all those ingredients into. We don't need to talk about the fact that not all of these ingredients came from your garden. I think the unifying thread is they all could come from one's garden.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I like.
There was
That's
a
very
few.
good.
Find the other ones. Hang on. There's a few more.
It looks like I was beheaded and then put on top of George Bush. That is not what I asked for.
And
That's
then
true.
then there was this one, which is Viv Fortuna eating your pot pie.
Oh, I thought that was a picture of me at first. I was about to be like,
No.
fuck you.
No, that's good Fortuna. You could send that picture right to Mike Pence. He would know what it is.
Right. And
Josh,
who put this mirror on Twitter?
Am I eating a pot pie?
Josh,
My
what have
hands
you
are
been
empty.
talking about on the show?
What have I been talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been along for the ride.
You've
but
been
I've
along
talked
for the ride. That was
a
going to
lot
be my
about-
guess.
A lot about
Oh,
pot
that's not
pies.
fair. We talked about Jesus and Miro.
We did. We talked about
Oh,
Jesus
yeah.
and Mero. That's true. We talked a little
Talked
about Jesus
about
and Mero.
Borat.
We talked about Borat. George was doing an impression as if BB-8 were doing a Borat impression. So it was sort of like that happened while you were gone.
Yeah.
All right.
I encouraged viewers to get tattoos of all the things we've been talking about, and said that I would retweet any tattoos based on the content of this show.
And you have a lot of
like-
followers.
We are
I do.
actively encouraging people to get full tattoos of all of the Deadline articles.
That's Jawawiwa on his knuckles.
Oh,
That,
Pizza
There's-
toilet.
Yeah, that's our friend Pizza Toilet at Pizza
Oh, yeah.
Toilet.
Great. With two up posters for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
yeah. Just
All right.
blank to buy 2 up character posters all the time. It's not that those posters hang on that specific wall. It's that he always makes sure there are 2 up.
they're kind of
posters over
his moral guiding principles, like one's on
they're
one shoulder,
mounted
one's on the other
like an
shoulder.
elaborate harness. of
Yeah,
its two
It's sort of
spines.
yin and yang.
Yes, yeah.
I predict this: if Pizza Toilet is ever elected president, at that time, the vice president and the Speaker of the House will be those 2 up posters.
Would be Russell and
When he
Clark.
delivers the State of the Union address, they will be there.
Yeah.
You'll be like,
One of them will have to be in a separate location as like the lone survivor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Doug the dog from Up will be the designated survivor.
Mhm.
The dog who speaks English.
I'm trying to think. Did I miss
I
anything?
don't want to be president. That's my
I'm
joke.
the designated survivor because I love you.
And George's internet has some good impressions.
Here's a good picture from Bring the Noise. This is Borat 8.
Very good. Very good.
Oh, Stafsky says dog designated
Survivor. Come on, Netflix should just make that show right now. That title is the show. Netflix Deadline article. Netflix announces a 2-season pickup and cancellation of simultaneous 2-season pickup and cancellation of Dog Designated Survivor.
I'm gonna go put this in the fridge. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do think that's the next phase for Netflix is that all of their new show announcements will include the announcement that the show has
The
been
cancellation.
canceled.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Right.
efficient. That's blockbuster news.
Yeah.
Right. Netflix has officially greenlit and pulled the plug.
They
Will
pulled
be
the plug
every-
right out of the
every-
green light.
Right. Right.
I have a question.
Mhm.
It's 2020 right now.
Correct.
You know, like things are crazy in the world, and people want to know where some of their favorite characters are in quarantine, like how they're handling it.
Mhm.
So what I want to know is, where is Criminal from Splashy during quarantine?
Died in a shootout in 2018.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Got it.
Was the character I played in a short where I stole a goldfish? Was that what I did?
I don't know. I just looked at your IMDb right now.
Oh, my IMDb page is all just like that's just him. And then one thing from like a friend's short film.
I mean, Emily, I can ask you, where is the psychic that you played in your Above Average series in 2020?
That was a great
What is she
series.
doing?
Yeah, where is she? And what was the name of that series? Why can't I remember what it's called?
Called The Future. She lives in
Okay.
Australia. She's a COVID denier.
Okay.
She's been objecting to the shutdowns because it's been getting in the way of her business.
Yeah.
The psychic in my neighborhood opened up shockingly quickly to the point where I was like, you of all people should know this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Emily, can I think I have a scoop from that series. Do you mind if I give a little scoop?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I
But sure.
was an intern at Above Average when those came
Oh
out.
yeah.
Now, my question Is it true that you shot those in the writers' room of SNL?
The first batch, yeah.
I remember those. I don't know where Watto went. What was that? How was that? Shooting in a place that normally doesn't get video shot in.
Re-scoop, please.
It was
Watto needs to know what the scoop was. Watto, the Above Average series was partially shot in the writers' room at SNL.
SNL. You know, Lauren was there watching the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't like it.
Sure.
That really didn't help my confidence.
Yeah. That's why Above Average is still around and thriving.
Is it actually? No. Yeah, no, I don't know. It was fine.
Okay.
It's no longer no longer around, but it is thriving.
Yeah. I mean, I think not being around for 2020 is okay.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
At the risk of being incredibly insensitive.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I do want to say, Bryson, I see a bumper. Are you here, Bryson?
Oh, there's been a lot of bumper talk.
Been a lot of bumper talk. We've
Yeah.
been people make bumpers for us. Bryson, are you
Yes,
here?
I just did a search for Emily Heller, The Future, and it seems like now they are online as Comedy Central originals.
Really?
Yeah,
That's weird.
Huh.
like somehow they have adopted the feed.
Someone asked if I could do a Lauren impression, so I'll just say, yeah, let Comedy Central have them. Yeah, Comedy Central can have them.
Yeah, we're going to pretend this is a Comedy Central original.
Above average, that's subjective.
Hey, Bryson, are you here?
Bryson, I can't
I'm
wait
here.
to see the bumpers he's been cooking up.
Bryson, I'm going to do one of your bumpers. Here we go. You ready? Hey, George, can you?
Can't wait to find out what a bumper is.
Oh,
You're
you're
gonna
going
love
to be
it.
blown away.
These are fun. Yeah, these are a lot of fun.
Hey, George,
Raise your expectations.
can you put that head back? Can you put that head back on and get ready to do an impression? Because right now, it's time for Borat 8. Thank you. Now, Bryson, I need you on camera for the next one. Here he goes. All right. Bryson, this one. Yeah, that's Bryson. This one is going to be called Bryson Visits His Twin, because we found out Bryson is not alone during quarantine.
He's got the twin.
He's got a twin, and we're
The
about
twin is in the same room.
Oh,
Nope.
man.
Oh, no, look!
Wow. And they're wearing the same thing and doing the same thing at the exact same time? Just like
Oh,
real
man.
twins.
Just
Yeah,
like
classic
so
twin
insane.
stuff.
Yeah.
It looks like they're plotting a parent trap.
Yes. Now, Bryson, we have one more bumper that we need while Emily is on screen, Bryson. I hope he can hear me.
No,
He
he
can't.
can't.
There's no way.
Bryson.
Yeah.
He's not
Bryson!
yelling at him.
Bryson, we need one more bumper while Emily is here.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's muted, but I could tell what he
Got
meant.
it, I know.
He pumped the brakes on the bumpers. That's only fair.
Yeah.
That's what that bumper's for.
What about Bird's Pie View?
Bird's eye view.
But what?
George?
Bird's
George?
eye view.
Bird's Pie View for when we get an overhead photo of a pie.
Oh, right.
George, push the priority of the bumpers of Bryson
Yeah, I
Twin
did.
up.
But
Yeah.
that didn't supersede the previous priority.
Yeah.
We also didn't know Emily was coming back, Bryce. We would have had different priorities.
I think the
That's
reason
okay.
that the bumper didn't get made was because we
I'm gonna pull Bryson.
Yeah.
To be fair to Bryson, I did in The Irishman goodbye, where you leave for several hours and then come back to see if it's over.
But also, to be unfair to Bryson, maybe if he spent a little less time visiting his twin and a little more time making bumpers, we wouldn't be in this predicament.
He doesn't have to visit him. He lives with him.
Yeah.
I know. Why waste time going
Also,
over there
I
making
mean-
small talk?
Objectively,
clock at-
family is not that important.
Yes.
I think we can all agree.
He's on the clock at the bumper factory.
Thank you. He's on the clock. And if this pandemic has taught us anything, it's that family is not that important.
And
your
time
job
matters.
is the most. Still gets me every time.
Great. That's genuinely the best film of the year, possibly.
It's
we
either
don't
that
need
or Bloodshot.
We don't need this, Bryson. Don't worry. We don't need this for this week. This is something to put on the back burner, maybe for next week's show. But I was thinking something when we were doing After Dark before. I liked the lighting in Bryson's space when he turned out the lights, and I thought it'd be good to have an alt, which is Bryson visits his twin after dark, and the content of that segment will be that Bryson slowly walks over to his twin and they kiss each other for about a minute.
Really soft.
In the dark.
Very, very soft.
Just very soft kisses.
You know, you could have gone with clone and it wouldn't have been creepy. But you went twin.
It's not the clone, it's the twin. You don't make the rules. It is what it is.
George, George, Emily hasn't seen a lot of Star Wars, and I need you to tell her a little bit about some of the stuff in Star Wars.
Okay. Luke and Leia. You know Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia Organa?
I know they're siblings.
They're
Yeah.
twins. Have you ever seen them kiss?
No. Is it hot?
Oh my God, Emily. If you like to see what a real wet kiss looks like, look no further than this brother-sister combo.
I have been talking about wanting to see what a wet kiss looks like.
Well, look up Luke and Leia kiss. That's what it looks like.
Ooh,
And
they're being watched.
Yeah, by her kind of boyfriend and his dog man. And,
wow, what are you doing?
And
what do you mean? I'm tucking in my shirt. Hold on one second. I'm just tucking in. Let me put down my computer.
God.
But anyway, clones are different. Clones are different. They don't kiss like that.
No.
What do they kiss like?
Different.
Show me on your hand.
They kiss like this.
Dry, real dry.
Yeah.
They have helmets on. Clones all wear helmets.
Yeah.
So their mouths are not open for the kiss.
Emily, I believe this is a picture of a clone from Star Wars: The Clone Wars kissing a Jedi named Ahsoka, but I don't remember that on the show, so maybe it didn't happen.
Oh, that's not two clones kissing. That's not two clones.
No.
Yeah.
He asked about two clones kissing, and I would say their helmets would get
Dry
in the way. And it would go like this. Click, 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 click. It'd be the sound of two
Can they
helmets.
they can never take their helmets off?
Yeah, you ever watch a show, you ever watch a Law and Order show?
Yes.
Sure. You know when they do scene transitions, that noise, that's the sound of two clones kissing.
Chung, chung.
Yeah.
That's the Foley work. When they want to make that sound, they bring in two clones.
Yeah.
And they go try to kiss. They go boom, boom.
There you go.
That's what it looks like when
Is that a real Banksy or a fake Banksy?
That's a real Banksy.
No.
Has to be.
Well, if it's not
Tony Leone.
Wait a second. Did we just solve
Tony Leone. Taya Leone's little brother.
The Italian Banksy.
Is Taya Leone's little brother. It was right under our nose the entire time.
I shouldn't have signed my first one.
Little Tony Leone was Banksy.
Little Tony Leone.
It's really funny to sign your name onto a Banksy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
I feel like Banksy couldn't even be mad. He gotta be like, well, yeah, turnabout Starfly. You got me.
Now, Emily,
credit.
Emily, you keep talking about how you don't know anything about Star Wars, and like this is the first, you're trying to stay away from it your whole life. But this is the second time that you've shared a screen with someone who directed a Star Wars movie.
What do you mean?
I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. This is the second time that you have shared the screen with a person who directed a Star Wars movie.
George Lucas and who else?
You played female improver in 2 episodes of BoJack Horseman, Out to Sea and Yes and.
Oh yeah.
Male improver was played by Rian Johnson, who directed Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Look at
I
you.
didn't even realize that.
Look at you.
Yeah.
This is big.
That is
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
The main thing that I
He's
think
incredible.
about is the fact that
Talk about Knives Out.
I also in that same
George, don't pull the knife out.
The knife away.
I also played Gary Marshall's wife in that show.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. The catfish wife.
Okay.
I got to do this voice. It was fun.
That's a good voice.
Did you
Yeah.
record with Gary Marshall?
No, I didn't record with anyone else there.
Yeah.
I had no idea who was going to play any of those other roles. So
That's the way you do it. That's making movies.
I was like, they might recast BoJack. Who knows?
Yeah.
I have to say, I only recently found out that Gary Marshall was not Jewish.
Yeah.
And in a way, I guess the clues were there all along, but I always just took it as a given.
The fact that
it's
he made so
really-
many fucking Christmas movies.
But that's such Jewish behavior. Emily,
That's
let's
true.
be
That's
honest.
true.
Yeah.
White Christmas.
Very Jewy to make a bunch of Christmas movies.
Yeah. Barbara Streisand has an album.
And his
Yeah.
whole demeanor, I was like, I felt like, oh, he's a member of the tribe. And then I found out, no, he's Italian.
And Watto, you are Jewish?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to ask you.
Yeah.
He's wearing a yarmulke.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, I knew it was implied, but I wasn't sure if it was one of those things where, like, on Everybody Loves Raymond, they all seem Jewish because Phil Rosenthal wrote it, but
Right,
they're
right.
Italian Catholics.
I mean, this is where George and I disagree. George and I get into big knockdown, drag out fights about this. George tells me that I'm not Jewish, and I know it.
Well, everyone got. Here's the thing. Everyone got. You live your own truth, Watto, and but everyone got so offended. Wait, does this mean Penny Marshall isn't Jewish?
Penny Marshall, this is the point.
Unless
Okay.
she
This shit goes
converted.
all the way to the top.
That's what I was. Yes. Penny Marshall.
Penny
Yeah.
Marshall,
Penny
Italian.
Marshall's not Jewish.
Italian.
Are we sure?
Tony Leone's Jewish, though, right?
Pepperoni, Tony Leone.
A lot of people got offended whenever I was making Phantom Menace with some of the things that they said were stereotypes. And I never intended for Watto to be an anti-Semitic stereotype. I always thought he was like a dirty Guido.
You thought you were honoring the Jewish people?
Yeah.
Hang on, I have an article from the Times of Israel.
Oh.
Wow, this is like a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yep, he was. Yeah. I mean, look here. This is his father was of Italian descent. His mother was of German, English, and Scottish ancestry. His father changed his last name from Mascarelli to Marshall.
He was baptized Presbyterian and raised Lutheran for a time.
When were the times he was Jewish? I'm getting very little of that from this.
Yeah, very.
I think they're just saying he was confused for Jewish a lot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's read the article together. Who
Okay.
wants-
Great.
Does anyone want to read it?
I want
Patrick,
Patrick
you
to
read
read it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll read it.
Let's
If
read
there
the
were-
article
if there
together.
were-
My goodness.
If there were a competition for the most Jewish-seeming non-Jew, the late Gary Marshall would have topped the podium or sat on the Watto. Help me out. Bima?
Mhm.
Okay, thank you. The director, writer, and actor who died Tuesday at age 81 was so
What?
often mistaken for a Jew
No, this is years ago.
I know.
that the misconception was mentioned in one of his obituaries. A son of the Bronx, Marshall and his sister and fellow director Penny Marshall grew up along Mashulu Parkway, a fabled haven for Jewish and Italian families who had climbed one more step up the ladder from their immigrant roots.
That's
Neighbors-
pretty judgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Little class.
It definitely makes them better to do that. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, very classy.
Okay, well, it's from the
implication,
Times
and
of
I don't
Israel,
like-
so
Yeah.
Patrick, please try not to be so judgy, Patrick.
Okay.
Please, Patrick.
Neighbor, I'll read it as neutral as I can. Neighbors in the New York borough included the future fashion designer Ralph Lauren, nee Lifshitz, and Calvin Klein. Klein reportedly took dance lessons at a studio run by Marshall's mother. I'm Italian and part English, but mostly Italian. My father was Italian, but he changed our name to Marshall. Marshall explained to an interview in 2006, appropriately enough on the occasion of his portrayal of a Jewish grandfather in his son Scott's feature debut, Keeping Up with the Steins, a comedy about a bar mitzvah gone horribly wrong. Marshall also described his upbringing in an essay for the Wall Street Journal. My father lived I don't know how long this article is. My father lived done. Emily said we're done.
I'm calling it.
Emily, that was a great edit. You know, it's that kind of thing that makes for a great producer, is knowing when the segment has to end.
Yeah. And usually, we don't know if segments have begun or ended unless there's a bumper.
Yeah, and there's no bumpers right now.
There's no
very
bumper.
Nice.
There
There's just no way to explain that to anyone.
Well, and maybe, I don't know whether Patrick reads entire articles without knowing how long they are. Will be that may be a one-time segment, or it might be something we do every week.
But we don't have bumper, and we don't have any bumpers to show right now except
that got done so fast.
Yeah, Bryson's good.
Yeah.
In the time I've been here alone, he's done probably 4 or 5 bumpers.
They really have things down to a science at the bumper factory.
I've been here for probably 2/3 of an Irishman now, so it's been time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we've done well over an Irishman plus at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be really mad if I told you that, like, I've never seen Star Wars, but I've seen The Irishman a bunch of times?
Not at all. I mean, Marty's
I haven't. I haven't. I'm just wondering what your limits are for being offended.
No, it wouldn't be, because Marty is a friend, and also it's Industrial Light and Magic that helped do the perfect special effects to make Robert De Niro look like a young man and Joe Pesci look like a young man.
Emily, if you watch this movie, you would go, "What? When did this come out?"
Wait, they must have filmed these scenes
like Boyhood.
Yeah.
It's seamless. When did they start shooting this? 50 years ago?
And how did they know that this character, if they really filmed these back in like 1975, 1979, 1983, if they were really filming these scenes back there, how did De Niro know? How did Marty know to direct Bobby to act, to move like an old man?
Like an arthritic gorilla, Emily. That's
What if?
Yeah,
I wonder if that was a choice that he made because he was foreshadowing someday he'll be an old man.
Someday
That's what I try and do. I try and just move. I try and stay in kind of out of shape and just really stiff, so that when I'm older, no one's gonna say, "Wow, she's really lost it."
Right. You're like, I got this shit. I know how this works.
Well, they'll just be like, she seems the same.
Yeah.
I'm on a lot of Zoom meetings lately with people who use the like tune my appearance filter, and I use the look like total dog shit filter. So when I see people in person, they'll be like,
End of Irishman filter.
End of Irishman filter. Yes. Old De Niro. Older De Niro.
Old De Niro. Yeah.
Have they figured out the technology to like deep fake you while you're in a Zoom meeting so that you can just pretend to be Robert De Niro the whole time?
That sounds
I would
terrifying.
love it. I would love it.
Terrifying.
I guess that's not something I can ask your fans to just do. I think I've reached the limit.
Bryson?
What? I was making a Bib Fortuna emoji for our Discord.
Sounds great.
Oh, that rules. That rules.
Bryson, can you make a Zoom filter that de-ages people to look like Robert De Niro?
No.
Just quickly.
Thank you, Bryson.
Thank you, Bryson.
It would help if you could do it in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, we just need a real-time algorithm.
If you're not too busy making out with your brother.
I know, it's this fucking guy. It's like, all we wanted to do is make bumpers, and he keeps on slipping away to smooch his brother.
It's like, on one hand, though, it's kind of sweet because it's like they've known each other forever, but there's still that passion's still there.
It's still there. Yes. No, sure. They still excite each other.
They still excite each other.
Yeah.
It's just gross. Like, it's gross. It's gross. Oh my God, Bryson!
No, look at he's going to town on his twin. Bryson, you're on the stream, Bryson.
The bumper factory.
Wow, this has been a wild
wild show.
A wild show. Do you think that it feels like that the regular portion of this show is done?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, sure.
Like for the rest of time.
No.
From now on, it's not regular.
If I'm being honest, this feels less like the regular show and more like the part of the show that we call the after show.
Yes.
Oh, it feels like the after show? Okay, great. Hang on.
The after show is like sassy, right? I mean, this is when things get unbuttoned.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't even know if you feel
this doesn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right. You're right.
Feel right.
Yeah.
It feels almost more like
We're late at night now. We can have adult conversations.
What?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm a different kind of werewolf.
No, you got it. You're in the pocket, Emily.
Emily, this is what we call George Lucas Talk Show After Dark, and this is sort of like the last segment of the show.
Okay.
And Emily, you're so in the pocket that if BB-8 were still around, I might use you to slit his throat.
George.
But so he definitely has a throat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He did have a throat.
And Emily, he feels things too. So when George slit it, he felt it.
It was fucked up to watch.
Doesn't
It
matter.
was fucked up. Like,
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
His blood-curdling cry of wah wah wee wah wah.
Wait, Watto, what were you just doing?
But I was refilling my cup with more water. Why?
No, what was that noise you just made? Was that a...
Yes, it was a board at work.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
George, how do you want to wrap up this show? Because we've gone on longer than we normally do.
We have.
Do you want me to go bake another pie?
I mean, we'll keep going.
We'll keep going, but no, we are going to wrap it up. It feels like it's time, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
How would you guys have both been here for a solid chunk of this show.
oh, yeah.
How do you think you would finish a show like this? Watto, what are you doing? Thank you.
I don't know.
Hmm.
With like a song, like a sad song,
Yeah.
or like a goodbye song.
George?
I'm deciding. Hold on.
George is going to think of a sad goodbye song.
It wasn't so long that my headphones died and I had to get new.
I.
Can you hear me?
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
What are you doing, George?
What do you mean? Taking down this banner.
George, are you saying it's officially stopped being porch season? Patio season?
Yeah.
Are you closing up shop?
Closing up shop.
George, so you're saying this was the last time on the porch and people should prepare for a new setting, maybe?
Yeah.
You're going to go inside the ranch next week.
Yeah.
Closing time.
Oh, take down the banner because it's too cold in the world.
Every
So
new,
So
every
get
new
her up your
bibbin.
banner.
Going to Skywalker Ranch. Closing time. Every new bibbing comes from some other bibbing end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I wanna tweet at Pence.
I know what I want to tweet at that.
Hold on. I know what to want to tweet.
Yeah. Wah wee wah wah.
Oh,
Wow.
taking this banner down.
The end of an era.
Well, yeah. Hold on. I'm doing it in the dark too when it's less visually clear what's happening.
And you're wearing sunglasses. There just could not be a worse way to do this. Maybe if you were wearing oven mitts, I think it might be a little bit
You know
harder.
what? You know what? That sentence you just said, there could not be a worse way to do this. That's what everyone said about the prequels too. But if you tuned into the Joe Rogan podcast this week, boy oh boy, you hear them singing a different song.
George, do you want us to go back to a time when there's light so you can see
Nope.
stuff? No?
If I wanted to see stuff, I'd watch CISO.
You wouldn't because you can't. It's not possible.
It's gone.
Yeah.
No, it's back. They're tweeting that stuff.
Yeah. Emily, whoever runs the @CISO TV Twitter account is an avid viewer of the George Lucas Talk Show.
Is that true?
Yeah, we don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is, but they've already greenlit a show. And that's
And then they
I'll tell you
pull
what,
the plug.
I'd rather have a green light from CISO's Twitter account than a Quibi.
Absolutely.
At least there's a chance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Josh or Emily, were either of you on a CISO thing?
I think I did stand up on one, and I was on a Quibi show also.
Wow.
No, I didn't get in on either of those, I don't think.
Wow.
And it will haunt you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. You know how some people are bummed that they never got on Letterman?
Yeah. Never made Lloyd Knight.
Watto, is that
Never
your
did a
regret?
Quibi. Never did a Quibi.
The banner is down.
I'm okay with my choices.
Did you do Letterman, Emily?
No.
But you're not haunted by it. It does not a white whale.
No. I think he went off the air before I was ready. Maybe.
How would you have felt? This is the question for both of you. If he was going off the air and you're like, shit, I gotta get on, even though I know I'm not ready. Would you be happy that you got on even though you weren't ready, or would you be mad that you got on even though you knew you weren't ready?
I mean, I guess if I had risen to the occasion, I would feel good about it. But
Yeah.
But I'll also say
But I
I'm
don't
a
feel-
longtime fan of both of your work, and I believe at the time that Letterman went off the air, from my perspective, both of you were more than right.
Well, thank
Thanks,
you. And
Watto.
if I'm honest, I would say as time has gone on, I've gotten worse and worse at comedy. So there's a good chance that would have been the set of my lifetime.
Yeah.
Every subsequent set I've done on television has been worse than the first ones that I did.
Mine are all over the map. I can't predict it. No one can.
What am I going to do? Practice?
Yeah, no, you can't know. The science just
I'm just
isn't there
going to
yet.
start talking and see what happens.
Yeah, just winging it. You know, I get that manic Jim Carrey energy that you just gotta capture it like lightning in a bottle.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, that wild lightning rod Joe Biden energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's Truman Show. Sometimes it's Cable Guy. You just don't know which
Don't
Jim
know.
Carrey you're getting.
You don't know. Sometimes
Sleep-
there was always that mistake where sometimes they would book a comedian to do Letterman, and then right before they went out, they said, I feel like doing more of a Truman Show. And they would go out and they would do a set that was kind of like wryly funny if you think about it, but it's not laugh out loud funny.
No.
It's more sort of like
A dramatic irony.
right.
Yeah.
There's the dramatic irony, and it's sort of perceptive in a witty way.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the set, they just try and find a door to
Yes.
go out of.
Yes.
They're like, are there cameras on me? There were cameras on me this whole time.
The
Like,
whole
that's what
time.
we booked you to do.
Right. That was their set. The set was they would pretend that they didn't know they were being killed
Yeah.
and would just go about their daily routine.
And they thought Letterman was their dad.
Yeah,
Pretending to be their dad.
right. Who died at sea. And we just watched retired filmmaker and billionaire George Lucas fold up a banner that once encompassed the entirety of a Taco Bell franchise.
This feels more. This feels more intimate than whatever Jeffrey Toobin's coworkers saw him doing this week.
Absolutely, he's gone beyond full Toobin.
He's gone to hypertube.
I wish he tilted the monitor
to
down.
hypertube.
I feel like I'm seeing too much. I wish he would tilt down.
Can I just cut this up with a knife?
No, George,
stop fucking knifing.
You don't have to do this right now.
Oh, but he does, Emily. That's the thing. George, you can wrap this up at any time. George.
Set us free.
George has one thing he says, and then we can end the show. And until he says it, we can't end it.
Bryson just wrote in the chat, I'm not making a full Toobin bumper.
Oh, man.
What's the opposite of calling your shot when you want to make it clear that you will not be shooting?
What about a Gone Toobin banner, and then you can put it up when you need to leave the show momentarily, and then take it back down. And it's not a bumper; it's just like a,
Yeah,
sure. It's like a little sign. It's Jeffrey Toobin.
It's a drawing. It's a drawing of George Lucas in an inner tube, and it says Gone Toobin. But then he's in the inner tube with Jeffrey Toobin.
George, give us a clean audio read for what that bumper is.
Gone Toobin?
Yeah.
He did it.
That's it. One take. One take, George.
Great.
I feel like I'm back on the set of Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Oh my God.
George is very proud of his performance in Beverly Hills Cop 3 as an actor. It was he played Guy in line at theme park.
Hey.
George.
His line is hey.
Yeah, some people say hey is for horses. I say it's for me in Beverly Hills Cop 3 to say.
There he is. There he is. In the middle of the line. Hey.
Mid-hay.
Wearing a sort of generic fake Porky Pig sweatshirt.
Right. That's the fake sort of theme park mascot.
Yeah.
Hey, George, tonight was a really fun show. Thank you so much for wrapping it up really well.
And may the force be with you always.